in the day, Northern Michigan hailed from the WCHA, locking up with Minnesota in some classic contests. Tonight, the rivalry continues as the Gophers try to deck the halls of Mariucci Arena with their 6th straight holiday title. We'll kick it old school next on FSN North. Today, it's a holiday or a holidazzle day as the Dodge Holiday Classic continues the championship game at Mariucci Arena. The #1 ranked Golden Gophers from the University of Minnesota against the Wildcats from Northern Michigan. We welcome you to FSN North with Clay Matvick and Doug Woog. I'm Frank Mazzacco. You know, this rivalry has been pretty dormant, Doug. Only one matchup in the last 8 years, but if you go back only 10 years, you'll find 3 straight runs at the WCHA Tournament Championship game. Both these schools were in those 3 games.
Oh, I love those games, Frank. It was so much fun, so much tenacity. Rick Conley had a feisty club, tough guy, some great scorers, Beatty. I mean, they can go on. We had Hankinson, the big duker, going on one time in the XL and Civic Center. I mean, it had a lot of flavor.
Well, the Golden Gophers are here in the championship game because the freshman class last night stepped up with 7 scoring points in the 6-2 Minnesota win over Merrimack. And from day one, the freshmen have energized the upperclassmen of this team. And Tyler Hirsch tells us that the respect is really a two-way street.
The freshmen feel that they can just be accepted and they don't have to look for our upperclassmen to say, you know, you're all right. It's because it's just assumed, because that's the way our senior class carries himself, and that's why, you know, that's why we've been having the success we've been having.
Well, the top rookie cheese last night was Ben Gordon with 3 assists, a career high for him, Doug.
Oh, yeah, a nice check. Then he comes back with the puck and puts it on Evan Kaufman's stick, and little guy puts it upstairs to give the Gophers a lead. Now watch him come down the left side. Ben Gordon, International Falls player, just a beautiful little pass across to Smogard, and Garrett puts it home to give him 2 goals.
As we told you, the opponent in this championship game, an old-time rival, the Wildcats from Northern Michigan, and they're here in this championship game by way of an odd win. It took a shootout through 65 minutes of play and some 70 shots on goal. It was 0-0, Northern Michigan and Harvard, and even the shootout had to go to an extra session before Darren Alver would get the second of his 2 shootout goals. And this would be the 6th set of shooters. Then down at the other end, goaltender Tumas Tarkey would make his 4th save of the night. The big one, that right on the goal line, or just barely, but not in. And it was that 3-2 shootout victory after the official 0-0 tie in that one. Well, certainly a holiday spirit here at Mariucci Arena. We hope you're involved in the holiday spirit. We've got stocking stuffers all over the place. Santa's helpers in abundance. And a face-off coming your way in just a moment.
Winter doesn't just mean cold weather in the Northland, it means cold, hard savings with holiday bonus cash from the experts at your Northland Ford dealer. Now with a special $500 holiday bonus from Ford Credit, you can get up to $4,500 cash back on the Ford you want, like the best-selling F-150, Ford Ranger, Taurus, and even Mustang. But hurry, the $500 holiday bonus and your chance to get up to $4,500 cash back ends January 3rd. So ask the experts. See your Northland Ford dealer today.
What a game. Sorry I'm late. I know it's our anniversary, but every day is an anniversary with you. No, better. Like an anniversary, your birthday, and Valentine's Day rolled into one. It's a new holiday. It's Anna-Birthtine's Day. What do you say?
Treasure Island Resort and Casino.
Hey, Coach Lucia, how you doing?
Great.
Hey, Coach, can I help you with those?
I always score with Borton Volvo.
Menards has you covered for last-minute gifts. This Wilton 16-inch variable speed scroll saw with blower, only $59, or this Wilton oscillating drum sander, only $84. Rotary tools make great gifts. This multi-pro rotary toolkit by Dremel includes 70 accessories and case, only $49.99 after $5 rebate. Still can't find that last-minute gift? Give a Menard gift card.
Warm season's greetings to you all from Menards.
The Chevy Holiday Red Tag Sale. Red tags on select Suburbans and Tahoes will save you a lot of green. Suburban and Tahoe are the best-selling full-size SUVs in America. Now you can get $4,500 total cash back with GMAC financing on Suburban, or use GMAC financing to get $4,000 total cash back on Tahoe. The Chevy Holiday Red Tag Sale. See red, save green. See your select Heartland Chevy dealers today.
Golden Gopher Hockey on FSN North is presented by Northland Ford. See your local Northland Ford dealer. By Treasure Island Resort and Casino, located just miles south of Hastings. We're closer than you think. By CHS, resources for enriching lives. And by your local Toyota dealer, moving you forward. Welcome back and happy holidays to one and all. With Clay Matvick and Doug Woog, I'm Frank Mazzocco. You're looking at Mariucci Arena on the campus of the University of Minnesota, the Dodge Holiday Classic Championship game. And our Northland Ford starting goaltenders tonight will include Tuomas Tarkki. Yes, a Finlander, no doubt about it. Came in his freshman year or in his junior year last year and kind of unexpectedly had to take the starting role. He took the reins, he grabbed him, he ran with him really good. 6 games in a row, he was named the #1 star towards the end of the year. And Kellen Briggs has all of Minnesota's victories, 14. He has started in all but 1 game. He's been excellent.
Well, I got some lines, Minnesota, not too many changes there. Reinholtz is in the right wing on that 4th line, the 4th listed. Gordon, Coffin, and Talixon, who were good last night, are back together. And so is, well, Hirsch has moved in with Geyer and Howe. So pretty good, consistent lineup there. Bobcats top line, Cointoys, Santarelli, Siddle, they'll be #1. Bateman, Oliver, Hartung, #2. They'll play the most. And look for the defenseman, Ostrick. He will be a star both offensive and defensive. That's the lineups for tonight.
Our referee tonight, there is Todd Anderson with Jared Moan and Brad Shepard, the assistant refs, on the lines as they say, are you going for a logo change here, the Bobcats?
What?
They're the Wildcats.
What did I say?
Bobcats. But I'm sorry, I just wanted to drag you down here, Doug. Menard's all-time series gives you a look at this one, which goes back to that classic game we've talked about in the pregame show, 1980, an NCAA game. We'll talk a little bit more about it later on. Gophers winning with 29 victories. And the Dodge Holiday Classic trophy on the line, and so is the Canale Bradshaw Cup.
Is there any significance to an Undertaker bringing a cup home? The games are really fierce back in the 90s, I'll tell you that.
2 Undertakers back in the 90s thought this rivalry was so special. One of them in Marquette and one of them here in the Twin Cities. Messrs. Canale and Bradshaw donated a cup, and it will be on the line here tonight. Here's Gino Geyer for Minnesota breaking in after the puck. And Matt Manu in the corner, #26 from Esco, Minnesota. It's centered and then intercepted by the Wildcats and brought ahead by Jeff Waugh. He ran into a check. That was Geyer checking him. Mike Finelli will go back for the puck as the Wildcats and Gophers are both making a change on the fly. Off a stick at center ice, off the stick of Danny Ehrman, and brought back in by Northern Michigan. Tim Hardem, a South St. Paul product. Or St. Paul, Doug.
St. Paul, I believe
Hastings.
he grew up in Hastings and lives at Eastview
High School. A 3-year letter winner. Our McDonald's game plan, Mr. Woog.
Little holiday spirit here. Keep the cookies in the oven. Need to be more crisp. You got to be sharper. Northern Michigan, a gift of goals. They did not score for 65 minutes last night. A welcome gift. Minnesota, keep the fire burning. Going for the 20th straight win at home. The background, beautiful music.
When you get artistic, it just scares me. Danny Ehrman at center, and he backhands it in. Back to pick it up now. Yeah. For the Wildcats, it was Waugh. And now to center, where picked up by Patulli, but then he gave it away. Pat Bateman in on a hard forecheck for the Wildcats. Derek Peltier will go after it. To Chris Chucko, a long cross-ring pass grabbed by Ehrman. He'll dump it in, and all 5 Gophers will change.
One thing you'll find from the Wildcats, they'll play the game kind of conceptual. They'll bang you. It won't be like perfect position every time, but they'll come after you and they'll play hard. That's a Walt Kyle, Northern Michigan tradition.
Parkey in the slot got his stick on the puck in the crease, actually. Now Barry Talixon takes a hit back behind the goal line. And Gordon battles loose. Evan Kaufman is there. This is the big line for the Gophers last night. That 6 scoring points. Kaufman and Talixon each getting a goal. Gordon getting 3 assists. Stevens with a shot and a glove catch by Tarkey, and he holds on. Doug, look at some of the great numbers back in the day. The 90-91 Wildcat team won the national title. In 3 overtimes had to go to score that 15th goal in that game. Finished the season with a 26-game unbeaten streak, an overall record 38 wins. Fabulous in the WCHA, but the Gophers gave them trouble.
Never lost a game at home that year. And that's impossible.
Wow.
No, they didn't.
What do you call that place? A garbage? The old Lakeview Arena.
Yeah, like being in a tin can and be banging and people, all the metal, and there was no wood in that place. It was all tin.
It was all mined, wasn't it?
Yeah, corrugated metal. But they had enthusiasm. And the boards would bend. Remember, the glass would swing about 4 or 5 feet.
Was a tough place to play.
We got some great stats on these guys, and we get some time. And those teams in 90-91. I mean, freshman Joe Frederick. Talk about some of the guys, even freshmen were scoring 35, 40 goals in those days. Joey Frederick. So they had some tremendous players.
Here's a chance here for Hirsch breaking in, but couldn't control it, and it's lobbed all the way back in. The Wildcat team that you see now might be a little bit different in that they are playing, their home ice is a newer arena within the last 10 years, and it's an Olympic sheet.
Frank, what you had trouble with Ostrich. He's got that 74. When you don't get the first part, he only looks like a 14. If there is no 14 on the roster, that's exactly when you had stated there. I said,
there's a reason.
That's right. You're so good, Frank, that I thought there's something's got to be wrong here.
And Nathan Oistrick, and that was Gino Geyer who got upended, and some of the fans thought there could have been a whistle.
Well, the years back, there's some pretty good offensive players. Look at this, Scott Beatty.
Now, this is that national championship team. Look at the numbers there. Look at the number of goals. How many 20-goal scorers do they have?
Well, I'll tell you, he's a 4th-line center, Mark Buffet at the bottom. And he got the winning assist in the national championship.
49 points. Not bad for a 4th line.
Dallas Drake is at 10 years in National Hockey. Never made WCHL first team. He was honorable mention. That's how good the league was.
There was one player who wasn't on that list, Doug. He was a freshman that year. You might know him. His name is Steve Woog, and he has a national championship ring.
Yeah, he made the all-academic team, Frank, which is nothing to laugh about. But he's going to get an interview with...
Yeah, we're going to talk to him at our second intermission.
I don't know if Clay's got so many fans now that I don't know if he's going to be able to get at it. The big signs out yesterday.
Yeah, they were. Here's Patulny, drop pass, nice one, and Chucko shoots. And Tarkey made the save, but didn't know where it was. Right in front of Tarkey, a big save on Patulny. Big line for Minnesota with some big chances. Now here's Patulny going after, but he likes to peel back on a line change. Chucko, the only forward from that line, still out there, and he comes up with a hit. Chucko puts a nice hit into Matt Manu. Barry Talixon weaves his way to the line, ran into a check, still has the puck, and then flips it in deeper. Evan Kaufman trying to go in after it hard. That's Darren Ulver there, number 8. He's their leading scorer. Kaufman fights off a check. Took a whack. Bothered there by Zach Tacker. And Judd Stevens. Kaufman pinned to the wall pretty good a couple of times by Tarker. There's Talixon right in the middle for Harrington.
Pretty good pass, pretty good play. Chris just missed it.
Stevens snuck in there. Now Matt Siddle watching him. Siddle takes Stevens out. That's the Minnesota defenseman. He'll have to get back. Back at the line. Kaufman plays it across. Harrington back for Kaufman. Wrist shot or pass, misses everything.
But this has been a power play type dominant shift here for the line that was the big line for the Gulfs last night. Gordon, Kaufman, and Talixon.
Harrington gets pressure in a hurry from Andrew Contoy, but a nice pass And Gordon's shot misses the target. Siddle gets it out of the zone. P.J. Atherton after the puck. He'll get pressure in a hurry.
His first
From
shift
Toys. Yep, it is.
today.
Just 4 minutes in. Now this pass gets deflected, and it leaves the rink in a hurry. Minnesota with the only 4 shots on goal, including this dandy by Patulny.
This holiday season, America's hottest products are at your Chrysler dealer. During the Chrysler year-end sales drive, there's PT Convertible, Town & Country, Crossfire Roadster, or get into Pacifica with the highest rollover resistance rating of any SUV tested. Think of it as a safety utility vehicle. Now qualified returning Daimler Chrysler lessees can lease a front-wheel drive Pacifica for just $199 a month.
Donnie Lucia with a big winning record against CCHA teams, 45 victories, 15 of those as coach of the Golden Gophers, and only 4 losses against teams from the CCHA. Those would include, like mostly tournament games, the College Hockey Showcase, and then games here at the Dodge Holiday Classic. Every year, I think almost every year, all but one, there's been a representative from each of the other 3 major leagues, the ECAC, Hockey East, Central League.
The only time it doesn't happen is when somebody gives you a verbal commitment, and then when it's time to come to sign, you figure you got them. It's too late. They've changed their mind. Vermont did this one year.
Right, yeah.
About absolutely nuts. And they begged to play. I mean, the other part is they begged to play for 4 years. You know, do you want to come out and play? Well, you get them lined up, and I'll be darned. It was not a happy camper.
I wouldn't either.
We didn't schedule them after that. That was it. One time and you're done, you know.
Don't lawyers get involved at that point?
No.
All right.
No. It's just, you don't need that. You should only have, you know, shake a hand should do the job.
Well, it should, yes, but when money's involved.
Well.
Okay. Just asking.
Yeah, it's a good question. When you commit to play somebody, you committed.
Hirsch to throw it in. And now in the corner, it's Wad with a good collision there with Geyer. They walk out of the corner. That's Howe. Nice hit in front by Hirsch. And a frozen puck and a whistle.
Well, Geyer put a pop on some defensemen in the corner, too. Playing a little physical. Hirsch popped somebody in front of the net.
This has been a good year for the Golden Gophers, and we'll show you a little bit why in our Toyota Key stat as we look at goal differential through 18 games this season. Minnesota is a plus 35 compared to last season through 18 games. But just a plus 19.
And
the big difference?
Oh, it's
defense.
Huge difference.
Goals scored is about the same. Drastic drop in the goals allowed. Here's Gino Geyer. For Hirsch. A move, a goal. Boy, was that sweet.
Well, I tell you, that line's got some fire. Geyer was quick. No question about it. They come out to play. Mikey Howe and Hirsch showed his dangle and his dash.
Well, he's been the disher for most of the year. Gets his 3rd goal here, and it's a dandy.
Boy, he put some moves on. This beautiful pass by Geyer. I don't know what happened to the weak side winger for the Wildcats. He was nowhere at home. It's one-on-one here, but the weak side forward's got to come down. He can't recover his point. He's got to come down and take the weak side. And Hirsch has never been that open except in practice last Monday.
5th shot on goal of the game for both schools. The Wildcats have yet to get one. Minnesota has the 1 goal. 2-on-1 Wildcats over, and a big save by Briggs. Whistle, yeah, now we finally get one.
Oliver came in there nicely, had a 2-on-1 with a forward on the weak side, but defensive played the middle all the way back, and Oliver just kept coming. Pretty nice play here. Bobcats chance. He had Peltier backed up, took the weak side, let him walk right in. The Wildcats a little pushy in front. First good chance for the Wildcats.
19th career goal for Tyler Hirsch in his senior year. Out of Shattuck St. Mary. Through the goal crease.
Boy, the guys seem to have real good zip tonight.
It's that crisp cookie stuff.
Yeah, that's right.
Briggs to play it to the corner. Vanelli. Nice 3-way outlet pass. They got it to Patulny, then Ehrman who gets it in. Ooh, and then it might have hit the AR. Bateman the other way fires on the block by Briggs. And there's Stevens to sweep it away. And a whistle. An AR has blown a whistle. Jared Moen might have seen a penalty.
Elbow.
An elbow, you're right. Back in a moment.
Introducing the all-new Jeep Grand Cherokee with an available Hemi V8 and Quadra Drive 2, our most advanced available four-wheel drive system ever. The new 2005 Liberty with an available 210 horsepower V6 and choice of available rugged four-wheel drive systems. And the spacious and extremely capable Wrangler Unlimited. Go ahead, let it snow. During the year-end sales drive, qualified returning Daimler Chrysler lessees can lease a Liberty Sport for $199 a month with $25.58 due at signing.
Doug, I got a question for you. What's the difference between a Wildcat and a Bobcat?
I knew that was coming. I think they're synonymous.
You've been set up, boy.
I could see that coming.
Harrington gets it out of there.
And obviously I'll laugh because I don't have the answer. Wow.
Checo's elbowing penalty was at 8:24. And the first power play for either team, as you look at the Wildcats power play numbers, 13% this season, and the penalty kill for the Gophers at 86%. The only 2 goals that Merrimack scored last night were on the power play. Hustling back to get it now, Jamie Milam. And off to Bateman now at the blue line, but he can't control. Atherton played it back in. Milam drops it back. Oystrak to center. Throwing one into the right wing corner. Oliver goes after it, but he's hit by Srdjic. And as it comes loose, Atherton gets it out of there. Nicely done.
Yeah, Srdjic did a nice job. That was a good dump pass in the corner by Oystrak. He dumped it, and Srdjic went in there in battle, put his butt to the wall, got good body position, got it out of there like a veteran D, which he is not.
From center ice, Milam drives it in. And here's Srdjic. Another half minute on the Checo penalty.
There's good coaching there, Frank.
How's that?
When you're on offense, you put more people than the defenders have, and Minnesota had to keep coming in with their extra guy. So the Wildcats or Bobcats, they put one guy in. Well, yeah, and he gets credit. I mean, in other words, puck goes in, one Wildcat goes in.
Well, Kyle? Yeah. All right. How many, on our Treasure Island trivia question, how many NHL teams has he been an assistant coach with?
I did the trail today, and it's pretty extensive.
Trail. 4?
Oh.
5.
I didn't put my car. Actually,
Well, you said you did the trail.
I did. I was there.
Well, all right.
He's at San Diego. He was with Baltimore. He was with Hamilton. He was with the Rangers. He was in Anaheim.
No, Baltimore was not NHL.
He had an I there, okay?
I think you're going to have trouble with this one, Ben.
4?
You lost me.
Rangers. We got 4 NHL teams that we're looking for.
That's what I think.
Okay. Anaheim.
Walt Kyle back in the day, and I'll do this very quickly. Here's a great pass in front for Checo. Was the top recruiter for Rick Comley when the Wildcats were in their heyday. Todd Anderson has spotted a Wildcat holding infraction out front.
That when you're playing in your own end, that's exactly what happens. We got John Miller taking the 2-minute minor. You know, we spent some time on Kyle. It started in Waterloo. His dad was a big hockey guy. He used to smoke Pall Malls, if you remember the non-filters. And I'll tell you, I used to laugh. The ash on his cigarette was always longer than what was left. Just when it was going to blow off. A great guy. Walt was a tough player himself. Played at Austin with the Mavericks and was involved with 3 NCAA Final Four appearances as a player. Went to BC, left there, transferred back to Northern Michigan for 2 years, and they were in the Frozen Four. So he had a pretty good film as a player.
First power play of the game for the Golden Gophers with Miller off for holding at 10:49. Gopher power play has been rolling up some pretty impressive numbers of late. That's Srdjic in the corner. He's been moved back to defense.
This is a second power play unit. You lose Goligoski and Hagemo, that kind of takes, 25% of your power play away.
Gophers with 10 power play goals in the last 7 games, 27%. That's Talixon, and his pass is deflected out of the zone. quick reaction. Nice play there by Kevin Gardner.
Big Barry's got to go with the puck. He's got to make some happen. He's coming at you with the puck, Frank. You decide something's going to happen or you move out of the way, but he's got to move towards the net.
Wildcats changing, and they do so in a hurry. These guys got some pretty good wheels. Here's Harrington to throw it in, and I don't mean just on this change. Very, sometimes you can sense they have to cover a large ice surface. You become a little bit better skater.
Yeah, and they've got the bigger sheet up.
Yeah.
And, Dirk Southern is their best player. He hasn't played but 10 games this year, so they're missing him and they're missing Bobby Selden, who's a fourth type defenseman. So they're missing a couple of key guys as well.
Here's Geyer, both of them for injuries.
Exactly.
And from behind the net, Patulny, it's off a Wildcat skate and then driven out of the zone. Only about 20 seconds left on the Miller penalty. Briggs way out, trying to catch the Wildcats in a change. Geyer centers it for a great deflection. Hirsch on the rebound. And he's doubled his season total in goals.
There's some beautiful passing going in the zone. And Hirsch, I tell you, my goodness, Briggs will get the first pass. And it'll end up with Geyer's stick, and he'll make a pass. Here's Briggs. Herman. Oh, man. Rebound coming in. And I'll tell you, the Wildcats, when you're playing the Gophers, you can't assume the first rush is what's going to hurt you. Oftentimes, it's the second and third flow of players. It's exactly what happened as Hirsch mopped up from the backside.
Right now, Tyler Hirsch, the leading scorer for the Golden Gophers. He, Patulny, and Ehrman all came into the game with 23 points. Hirsch has picked up his 25th point now. 2 goals, including his first power play goal of the season. And Minnesota has a 2-0 lead with 2 goals exactly 5 minutes apart.
Gophers are fresh, they're sharp. They really got the thing going. Look at that pass. Boom.
Fleming throws it up into the open wing, but no one's there. Now played away from Jared Reinholtz and played back out by Vanelli. Grabbed by Jake Fleming. He hauls it into traffic. Gets some help from Garrett Smagar, but it was swept away at the last second. Back to center ice and Judd Stevens. 5 skaters aside, the Gophers with a 2-0 lead. 6.5 to go first period as Barry Talixon's shot is kicked off the pad of Tarkey. Wildcats with a 2-man rush to center. Alver bringing it in. It's good at the line. The drop back for Oyster, putting it right in. Briggs made 2 great saves. Wow. They haven't had many great chances, but Kellen Briggs has shut him down and maintains Minnesota's 2-0 lead. This is tight quarter saves.
Chevy's got the real deal here. The most dependable, longest lasting trucks on the road. That's why I drive Chevy. The right truck.
Now get $3,000 total cash back with GMAC financing on select 2005 Chevy Silverado models. Also, come into your participating Chevy dealer for great red tag offers.
Now's the perfect time to take action and make it happen.
See your select Heartland Chevy dealer today.
Tyler Hirsch with 2 goals, the only 2 goals of this game. You recall last night we asked him what he wanted for Christmas. He said a bucket. We said, why? He says, yeah, he says, I want to take some of that Ehrman Patulny magic and put it in a bucket. Well, I think he's got a barrel going right now. Miller bumped off the puck out at center ice. Harrington after a loose puck, and Alver, it's O-L-V-E-R. There's no I in that name, contrary to what we've been confused with over the weekend.
Oh, we got a little scuffle going on there. I hope there's no penalties. The game is flowing along real nicely.
Darren Alver, by the way, one of their better players also in just his sophomore year. He's a 2nd-round draft pick of the Rangers. He's got some quality guys on this team. About 6 draft picks altogether.
That are in the lineup tonight?
Yes. Santarelli, their leading goal scorer. Siddle, Alver, Sauer, and then 3 defensemen, Waugh, Oystrick, and Tarker.
Yeah, and you got Southern is out.
Southern, yeah.
And I think
and Murphy was also not playing tonight. I don't know if it's an injury related, but Patrick Murphy, his dad Larry, very well-known NHLer.
I think there's like
Mike, I'm sorry.
10 all total of guys that aren't playing the 20. So there's some, some of these guys are still projects, some big guys, but there is some talent here.
Projects, that must be coach speak.
Well, they're not prospects, they're suspects, if you ask me. After they start playing, then they're a little more than
big pop over there. That was Matt Siddle. He's a freshman from Vancouver. And the Atlanta draft pick we talked about. Chucko brings it in, looking for the centering pass. It got away. It was high up on Ehrman, and then he and Oystruck were whacking away at one another. Oystruck goes after it with Chucko, and again it's in the air. Batted ahead with the glove by Waugh.
Hit Anderson in the behind.
And that shot by Platoni hits a couple of bodies. Chucko. Surdich, it's blocked. And then taken away by the Wildcats and brought ahead to center ice. Santarelli throws it in. We told you he's their leading goal scorer, has 9. They don't have a double-digit goal scorer on this team. Hirsch, left side for the freshman Howe. Back in front for Geyer, and the shot goes behind the net.
Boy, nice puck movement there. Hirsch to Howe to Geyer.
Those were 2-3 really tough passes. The checking was pretty good on that.
Yeah, they just got rid of the puck so quickly that the Wildcats couldn't catch up with it.
Out from center ice, Collins, Dusty Collins played it in. Atherton takes it away, and then in on the forecheck is Andrew Sauer. Geyer gets it as far as center, but might have hit a zebra's skate. Back in the zone to Surdich. Sauer chasing him. Here's Atherton. Surdich. The two so-called wily veterans on defense. And now Hirsch, who has the game's only 2 goals, puts it right up the middle. And back out at center ice comes Northern Michigan. Sauer plays it in, but a little bit too far for Gardner. Peltier with the outlet for Geyer. Cross-rink, Smagard puts it right in front for Hirsch. Yeah, we were looking for a true hat trick there.
I don't know what Alan Swanson was doing. He watched him go by to the left, and he watched him go by to the right. They'd have scored. He could have congratulated him.
Gardner's drop pass, then the big shot there, taken by Swanson, and a pad save. Reinholtz to bring it in for Minnesota, and a drop to Smagard. Put it back in front. Gardner, now Reinholtz stands on it. Swanson in the corner with him. Gardner, actually. And they are joined by Parker, number 5. Reinholtz trying to dart away from the congestion. It draws even more, and a whistle. Minnesota with goals by Tyler Hirsch has a 2-0 lead.
Big, it's here, and it's better than ever. Toyotathon 05. This once-a-year event is on, with a big selection and great values on your favorite Toyota cars, including Camry, the best-selling car in America. There's also the fun-to-drive Corolla, named most dependable compact car. Now get 1.9 financing for 36 months on the 05 Camry, 0 financing on the 05 Corolla, or take $500 cash on either of these models. Toyotathon 05. Quality, selection, value. Now that's moving you forward.
Minnesota, that's the Hirsch pass over to Howe. Howe get Geyer down the middle. This is the way the Gophers been playing. They're moving the puck up the rink by moving it from stick to stick, tape to tape. Pretty good performance here so far.
Kaufman, Gordon, and Talixon out for the Gophers, and a glove catch here by the goaltender Tarkey. Tumas Tarkey, 3-year letter winner.
Frank, I was hoping he'd be from Turku or La Paranta or Lati, but he had to be from Roma. I don't know what a Roma is. Maybe somebody can call it.
Roma is in Italy, guy, but he's from Roma.
Oh, I'm sorry. I got Lati right in La Paranda.
Very well.
Turku. Ulu.
And Matt Manu plays it up on the far side. The timing is impeccable.
And Leighton, I'm sure he's the doctor's boy. He was a team doctor for a long time.
Talixon to Kaufman. Moving, shooting, pad save, rebound, and it's pushed away from Evan Kaufman.
Number 9, the Leighton, the fellow I'm talking about, his dad was a doctor, team doctor for ages in Marquette. I think Swanson, number 10, I was talking about, his dad's been involved in the program. Kind of nice to see 4 Marquette kids playing at the local institution.
Talixon. Played across to the Wildcat zone, back out at center. And Patolny drops it back. Harrington looks for a long pass to center ice. Nice grab by Chucko. Ahead now for Patolny again. Picked off by Harrington at his own line, and he'll bring it right back ahead. Gophers seem to be coming in waves.
Frank, I'm just thinking here, one of the great things about this team, they're unselfish. and they move the puck, and that's why they're so doggone good. They're playing together.
Yeah.
You know, they're moving the puck instead of the one-on-one stuff. It just doesn't work. They've been so effective by moving the puck, moving their feet.
I think Sauer's going to get a penalty. There was a hold by one of the Wildcat players back behind the net. Well, maybe not. Maybe Swanson. He's been spectating here a bit tonight.
Yeah, he has. He uses his hands and his eyes, but he's better get his feet moving. I tell you, well, Kyle, he knew it was going to be a tough match talking to him today, and he said, we just got to play hard hat. We got to play with few penalties. We have to be as good as we can. We got to get good goaltending. Because Minnesota is a very, very good team, and Walt's been around. As we'll see later on, the number of places he has stopped. But
you know, the Wildcats have a good record, Doug. 9-4-4 coming into this one. They're 7-3-2 in the CCHA, third place, and the coaches there picked them to finish third this year. And I think Walt has had them on 3 consecutive above 500 seasons.
Well, they had 14 of their first 20 games on the road, so come second half, they're going to get the favor of the. And you know how it is winning, and a lot easier to win the Marquette.
Well, especially they have a little bit of home ice advantage up there now with the bigger sheet. A different kind of home ice advantage. Under a minute to go here in the period. A little more than 90 seconds on the power play for the Gophers. Their second of the game. Patalny, nice move in this shot. Tarky had to stretch to make that one.
Right now, the Wildcats are watching, and they're getting a lesson.
Harrington goes down low, and Ehrman is stopped. Ehrman comes roaring right back out of the corner and shoots. Goes for his own rebound, and it's poked away. Here comes Hirsch. Now Harrington working it down low for Patalny. They tackle him. He still gets the shot off. Patalny again, waiting for the pass this time. Here's Ehrman shooting. Rebound for Geyer. It won't go. And Ehrman has a whack at it. Now there'll be a Wildcat penalty. Geyer fanned on it. Boy, they had control, but no whistle. Harrington puts it in the middle. A blast by Ehrman. That's off a skate. An extra skate, and now is Fleming, but the horn will bring a period to an end. 41 seconds of the Swanson penalty will carry over, and then the Gophers will have a 2-man advantage when we start the second period. They've really jammed up here, Doug, haven't they?
Oh, they have. I tell you, a lot of traffic in front, but nobody's taking a Minnesota body. Not a real one. What? You can't stand around like that in somebody else's spot. In other words, that's the house that belongs to the green and gold. But they aren't doing a very good job protecting it. All looking at pucks, all swinging sticks. You take some bodies and rip some not skin, but you got to get it out of there. You got to get that jersey. Do something.
I'm sensing, Doug, you want some jersey on jersey stuff down there, don't you?
That.
Yeah, I could tell you did. We need Clay Madfick badly, and we'll bring him your way after this break with the Golden Gophers leading 2-0 and a 2-man power play coming up when we start the second period. Clay Madfick, come help.
At CHS, we supply the food, grain, and energy products behind life's simple pleasures. You supply the loyalty. CHS, resources for enriching lives.
This holiday season, get great values on America's hottest products during the Dodge year-end sales drive. Grab the Hemi-powered Dodge Ram, the all-new Dakota, and the rugged and refined Durango. Check out the versatile Grand Caravan with 2 rows of fold-flat stow-and-go seating and a 5-star side crash test rating. Now get 0% financing plus holiday bonus cash and a holiday cash allowance, which can save you up to $7,300 through January 3rd.
Brunette Beckett, he scores! He scores! Minnesota has upset the Colorado Avalanche!
FSN North digs into the archives to help you relive some of the greatest games the state of hockey has ever seen.
Gophers win, they're going to St. Paul!
Minnesota Hockey Classics. This week, it's a 2003 playoff thriller as the Wild stun the Avalanche in overtime of Game 6. Minnesota Hockey Classics. Tomorrow at 8 on FSN North.
Bon Jovi. Elway. What you doing in Vegas, little buddy? We're gonna be here for the Arena Bowl this June. You're dreaming. Am I? Why don't we settle this thing right now? Go for it.
Come on, Trey, roll it!
Follow the drive to to Arena Bowl 19 Las Vegas every weekend on Fox Sports Net and NBC.
Hit me.
I'm Brad, and I was just wondering...
Brad, I sense someone great hidden inside of you. Who is that person, Brad? You don't have to be trapped in the prison of your body. Imagine yourself with no limitations. Don't allow your weight to hold you back.
But I'm not fat.
Now that is the power of fuel.
Happy holidays from FSN North.
Golden Gopher Hockey on FSN North is presented by Grand Casino Mille Lacs and Grand Casino Hinckley. What's your Grand Casino story? By Dodge. You can take life as it comes, or you can grab life by the horns. Dodge. And by Menards. Save big money at Menards.
In the title game of the Dodge Holiday Classic, after one period of play, Minnesota 2, Northern Michigan nothing, and Tyler Hirsch, you doubled your goal-scoring output for the entire season here in the first period tonight, and I know that's what you wanted for Christmas. Start scoring a little bit more. You've been doing great with the assists, but you'd like to get some goals, too.
Yeah, anything to help the team, but, I forgot what it felt like there, so when I scored, I didn't know what to do, but guys like Gino and Ryan went to the net on that second goal, and just makes it easy on us, and we're all playing together, so whoever scores doesn't matter, but I need to help the team out in that department.
Looks like you guys have come out with a lot of jump here tonight, and to start the second period, you're going to have a two-man advantage.
Yeah, we're playing hard. Everyone's playing hard. Just like last night, we had 4 lines rolling. The line of Talixon, Kaufman, and Gordon's been our best line all weekend. So when stuff like that happens, the guys that don't play a lot come and give energy to the team. It's just great.
All right, thanks. Happy holidays.
Thank you.
Tyler Hirsch with a couple of goals here already tonight. Minnesota on top 2-0 over Northern Michigan. We're in the first intermission and back after this.
Shot! Yeah! Woo! Man, Gopher hockey games are the best, but I wish we could go to the game instead of watching on TV.
Yeah, but what can we do? They sell out every game.
You guys can go to the Gopher hockey games.
Dude, how?
There's 1,000 standing room only tickets available for all the Gopher home games.
How come you're not at the game?
I'm a Badger fan.
Hockey fun!
Catch all the excitement of Golden Gopher hockey at Mariucci Arena. Standing room only tickets are still available for all remaining home games.
Say hello to my little friend!
Where to?
I could go for a large order of how come it looks so much bigger in the picture.
Well, how about an extra spicy did you bring to Aunt Acid?
Not me. I'm going for a total happiness.
We always get a total happiness.
And?
Yeah.
Could Total Happiness be a delicious new fresh toasted meatball marinara for just $1.99? For just $1.99, it just might be.
What you got there?
A little something I call total happiness.
Well, you got total happiness on your shirt.
Subway, eat fresh.
Dear Grand Casino, we're like 2 teenagers sneaking out of our parents' house. Except we're the parents. Our children live next door and don't think we should go out late. Most Fridays, we let them think we're turning in early and head to Grand Casino. We know we'll get caught eventually, but that's okay. We're the Lubies, and that's our Grand Casino story. Oh, geez, we're so busted. Hope we don't get grounded.
The Mille Lacs Band of Ojibwe welcomes you.
How far can inspiration take you? Can available all-wheel drive take you through any season? Can a 340 horsepower Hemi take your breath away? And can the ultimate luxury sports sedan take you all the way to the top? Looks that way. The 2005 Motor Trend Car of the Year, the Chrysler 300, starting at $23,995. Chrysler, inspiration comes standard.
Meet Bob. Bob went to Arizona. His friend went to Nebraska, and their other friend, Florida State. Now they all live together in LA. So how do they follow their favorite college teams? With Fox College Sports, featuring over 800 NCAA games each year on 3 regionally aligned channels, FCS Pacific, FCS Central, and FCS Atlantic. All the games that matter in one powerful package. To order Fox College Sports, call 1-877-2-GET-FCS. Fox College Sports, where college never ends.
It's the ultimate challenge. Packed with death-defying feats.
So long, suckers.
And tasteless acts of bravery.
Ow.
It's me. I can eat with a spoon.
Ew.
Prepare to face your fears as FX takes you straight to hell.
The crap has literally been scared out of me.
King of the Hill. Weeknights on FX.
Gophers 2, Wildcats nothing. First intermission, championship game, Dodge Holiday Classic. Tyler Hirsch a couple of goals for Minnesota in that first period, and Gino Geyer with a couple of assists. Well, happy holidays, everybody. Let's bring in Doug Woog from upstairs. Let's call him Santa Woog for this segment. All right, Doug, you're going to hand out gifts to the teams in the WCHA. Let's take a look at the gifts that you are going to be giving, and let's start with Michigan Tech. What are you giving the Techsters for Christmas?
Well, Santa's a caring Santa. He wants everybody to get a chance to win the title. So he thinks the biggest thing would be to stop there first and give him a goaltender that's going to play consistently every night.
All right, a stopper for Tech. For the Huskies, role reversal, what does that mean?
Well, the Huskies, with a little bit of luck, if they could just reverse the roles and they get the luck instead of the non-luck, they could have won about 6-7 games. The second half was going to be their luck half.
All right, for the Seawolves, they need a medic. That pretty much makes sense, so we know what that means. A compass for Minnesota State.
Well, they're on the straight and narrow. They got themselves on the right course right now. They just got to keep it there, and a nice compass would be great to keep them on target.
What is a salvage crew?
Well, if you're in Duluth, pick number 1. It's kind of like Edmund Fitzgerald. Okay. It's kind of a sinking ship there. They got to get something back,
try
get
and
it straightened up a little bit.
All right. A road win for Denver. Well, they've got one.
Well, they did win one. See, they got their early gift. They won. They got to be able to win on the road. They showed last week UMD they could do it, so they're in good shape.
Armored truck for Minnesota. I don't get it.
Well, protect Briggs, okay?
Oh, I see. All right. An astrologer for CC.
Well, you're looking at Surdich and Sterling, and their dots are aligned. Their stars are aligned. They got to keep them that way.
Hot sticks for North Dakota. Okay, that makes sense. And a Humvee for Wisconsin.
Well, they don't want to be roadkill because they're going to be on the road for the second half.
All right, I got it.
Ho, ho.
All right, very good, Santa. Did you get everything, or do you think you're going to get everything that you want for Christmas? What do you want? Let's ask you that.
If I get what I gave away, I'm going to have a pretty empty present box.
All right. Merry Christmas, happy holidays, Doug Woog. And Doug and Frank back after this. First period stats and highlights on the way.
The Chevy Holiday Red Tag Sale. Red tags on select Suburbans and Tahoes will save you a lot of green. Suburban and Tahoe are the best-selling full-size SUVs in America. Now you can get $4,500 total cash back with GMAC financing on Suburban, or use GMAC financing to get $4,000 total cash back on Tahoe. The Chevy Holiday Red Tag Sale. See red, save green. See your select Heartland Chevy dealers today.
Mom? Dad? How long should I wait for you?
If I'm at soccer practice.
What if something happens? Will you come get me?
There's no reason not to have a plan in case of an emergency.
Should we go to the neighbor's house?
And some extremely good reasons why you should.
Can you tell me?
Talk to your family about what you would do in case of an emergency. For more information, visit www.ready.gov.
Uh-huh. Well, I'm sure she didn't mean it. Yeah, that's tough. Jerry, look, I have to run. There's this oil field on fire. Huge flames. Yeah, we have to get out there. Jerry, I gotta go.
Experience adventure so real, you'll feel like you're there. From storm shooters to smoke jumpers. Work never looked so wild. Dangerous Jobs. Wednesdays on the National Geographic Channel.
Happy holidays from FSN North.
The first period was a big period for the Golden Gophers. 2 goals, both by Tyler Hirsch, Doug.
Nice play. Look at Geyer make that. So look at the Deacon going on. He put the goaltender out of position and moved the puck right in there. Tyler gets his first of 2 this period. Here's Geyer again. I guess they got quite a matchup. Patoli gets a rip, and then he comes to the rebound. Good puck movement.
Hirsch, 2 goals. Geyer, 2 assists. 2-0 Minnesota. Back in a moment.
5 in these conditions, being tough isn't an option. It's mandatory.
That's why you'll find the 2005 F-150 is ready for anything a Northland winter can dish out. With 300 horsepower, the quietest cab, and the most payload and towing in its class, we made sure it could turn the toughest chore into a Sunday drive. And with the special holiday bonus and tow and go package, you'll save $28.95. Or lease an F-150 for just $199 a month. Ask the experts. See your Northland Ford dealer today.
Now until Christmas, Gordon's Jewelers has beautiful diamonds priced at just $199. Make her shine with this stunning 1-carat ring. Dazzle her with this glittering 1-carat diamond bracelet. Or give her your heart with this sparkling pendant. They're each just $199, saving you $100. The prices go back up after Christmas, so save at Gordon's now. Gordon's Jewelers, since 1905.
Menards has you covered for last-minute gifts. This Wilton 16-inch variable speed scroll saw with blower, only $59, or this Wilton oscillating drum sander, only $84. Rotary tools make great gifts. This multi-pro rotary tool kit by Dremel includes 70 accessories and case, only $49.99 after $5 rebate. Still can't find that last-minute gift? Give a Menard gift card.
Warm season's greetings to you all from Menards.
Having teenagers behind the wheel means that sometimes they might have a little accident here, or there, or there. Although Abra Auto Body and Glass works with over 500 insurance companies, there are times when you don't want to submit a claim. Abra understands and can help with an affordable repair. To set an appointment, call 1-888-USA-ABRA. So no matter what age teenager you are, come to Abra, Auto Body Repair of America. Abra, America's most recommended.
Golden Gopher Hockey on FSN North is presented by Borton Volvo. Volvo for life. By Chrysler. Inspiration comes standard. And by McDonald's. I'm loving it. Signs of intensity, but most of it has been on the Minnesota side. Welcome back to Mariucci Arena with Clay Matvick and Doug Woog. I'm Frank Mazzocco, the Golden Gophers, with a 2-0 lead. 20 shots on goal in that period.
A lot of them in the last.
Yeah, I think Tony Novellini tells us that 7 of the 20 were on this power play that we're on. 41 seconds of a 2-man power play to start this period. We'll have a full stats page for you in a moment. Hirsch dropping it back. Here's Harrington. Now to Patolny to Harrington. And a pass intended for Hirsch, but it was tipped away. Little defensive play there by Leighton. Cross rinked by Hirsch. It gets away from Patolny. Now Geyer gets a piece of it. Can he control? Not enough, and it's driven down the rink.
Great job by Waugh there, number 4 of the Wildcats. He moved right up and took that puck away from Geyer.
Swanson about to come out of the penalty box in 3 seconds. Here's Hirsch in the corner. His centering pass hit the defenseman Zach Tarker. Swanson out of the box, so 1-man advantage now for the Gophers. 2-on-1, shorthanded for the Wildcats, and a blast and a big save by Briggs. That was Rob Leighton, the sophomore from Marquette. Harrington gets it in. You'll see a loose Gopher glove. It'll be picked up by Harrington now. Maybe you didn't see it. Still in the power play. Hirsch shooting. Boy, I'll tell you, Tarker did a great job of screening the goaltender, Tarkey.
People were taking their hats off, Frank. They're ready to toss him.
Here's Hirsch going after it. Boy, Tarkey has really got to be upset with Zach Tarker. Another short-handed rush beat by Alver. Briggs, another big save. Wildcats aren't getting many shots, but the ones they are getting are from like 5 feet away.
Yeah, when they do get a chance to fire, they don't have to go very far.
Less than a half minute on Minnesota's power play, their 3rd of the game. And here's Hirsch. They have 1 power play goal. One of the 2 by Hirsch, the second one. Here's Tyler Hirsch again. Will he get a true hat trick?
He's got to be tired.
Yeah, he is, and he's gone to the bench.
2-minute shift.
Gordon in the corner for Minnesota. So is Talixon. Chucko is out front. Gordon back to the line. The shot goes wide, and that second penalty to Miller is over. From center ice, Peltier puts it in. Oystrick playing it across for Waugh. Leighton ahead. It's 2-on-1. A quick shot. Briggs makes a big save again on Alan Swanson this time.
Pretty casual defense by Minnesota left side. Derek Peltier.
Talixon might be 2-on-1. The pass for Chucko. Too hard, too high. Chucko gets it again. Can't control. Mike Vanelli. As the zone clears, he'll play it ahead, and Smogard backhands it in. Jake Fleming gets it. He's got a man in front. It's Reinholtz. To the line, the defenseman Sertic spans on it. Sertic gets another crack off a leg and into the corner.
Get it halfway there the second time, Frank. One more, give him one more.
Here's Fleming. Hit high and low. Great pass by Talixon. Big save by Turkey, and he holds on. That was Jared Reinholtz, and he was robbed. Country Insurance will give you a look at stats for the first 20 minutes of this game. We told you Minnesota dominating in the shots on goal. 20 shots in the period. Their second highest total of the season for one period. 10 scoring chances for the Golden Gophers. And in terms of face-offs, won most of them to the Golden Gophers.
Great chance here. Reinholtz comes in, tries to shoot it off the pass. Here you got Fleming coming in to mop up a little bit. Gophers are getting good chances, but also the Wildcats got 2 good chances so far this period.
Waugh drops it back. I'm trying to figure out who the passer was on that great play. Derek Smogard.
Smogard was involved.
Atherton looking for Howe back behind the net. Early second period. Minnesota with a 2-0 lead. Santarelli, their leading scorer, gets it to center. Now they try to break in, and Briggs is there to paddle it away. Siddle dropping it back. Santarelli again. Mike Santarelli. And a glove catch by Kellen Briggs. Boy, he was so cool. Didn't see a lot of pressure in that first period. He's seeing much more now, but he's just playing as if he's been on for every rush, like there's been rush after rush. Doesn't matter to him how often they come.
No, in fact, I think he'd encourage a little more steady action rather than those guys that are standing alone every 4 minutes. But Minnesota's playing short-handed at the defense, and there's no question about it. They're not as strong as they would be without the 2 freshmen, Hagemo and Galgoski. But the other guys have got to play some. They got to pick up the pace, get in the rhythm.
To make sure you're on the same page we are, those 2 guys are with the U.S. national team at the World Junior Tournament, being played in both Grand Forks and Thief River Falls. It actually will get underway. It'll get started Christmas Day. Kaufman lost it, but he gets some help from Gordon, who spins with the puck. Pass hits a Wildcat skate. Now grabbed by Milam, playing it ahead. A diving block by Gordon, but and it's Swanson. No, that was Sauer who lost his footing. I think he'd like to try that again.
Great pass both ways.
Gordon trying to beat Miller. Chips it into the corner. Now Talixon and Miller. And the loose puck to Manu. Matt Manu, it's 2-on-1. Alder coming ahead. Shoots, and Briggs makes the stop. And as the puck comes loose, the whistle.
Third 2-on-1 break this period.
Briggs has been good.
Hey, it's me.
Hi.
You want anything from McDonald's?
Whatever, you know what I like.
Sure.
I have no clue what she likes. Most of the time I'm thinking about bass fishing. Ooh, a lot of choices on the dollar menu.
Dad, all of it. I got a McChicken sandwich. For me. Ooh, I got a fruit and yogurt parfait. For me. And I got a double cheeseburger.
That's for me.
Who knows you better than me, huh?
In talking with the Gopher coaching staff during that first intermission, Frank and Doug, they think it might have been their best period of the year thus far. There was some trash talking early in the game between the benches. They think that may have helped fire the Gophers up. If there was a flaw during that first period, maybe a lack of back checking at times, but they think that they've got that figured out. Back upstairs to you.
And to pick up on that, Doug, with the 2 guys out, the 2 freshmen, key defensemen out, the back checking is going to become all the more important.
Very important for Gophers. They've been caught 3 times this period already, giving up 2-on-1s. And I don't know if the Wildcats could score it. I mean, they took them about 4 tries on a penalty shot yesterday. So we'll see what happens with that.
Chucko. Pad save, rebound. Patali just misses. 2 scoring chances almost out of nowhere. And Erman puts it right through. Boy, they're going to the net big time. Patali throws it to the corner. Erman, this is Chucko to track it down. Check thrown by Atherton. Weistruck gets it out of the zone. And now here's Sertic. Finds Atherton playing his 2nd game of the year. The pass ahead out of the reach of Chucko. It'll be icing. A lot of 2-on-1s here, Doug.
Yeah, and I think you got to capitalize. You got to do something with the body. Puck is over here. All right, keep her coming. Stop it right there. All right, this angle should be this way with his body, so because he's left-handed, he'll have a chance to get the puck in front of the net. So he's still outside because he coasts in. He doesn't take. Got to get to the middle of the rink faster because he's on the offhand side. He doesn't have such a good angle to begin with.
Sertic back behind the net. It's off a skate and back out at center, and Manu has to scamper for that one. We told you Manu is from Cloquet, from Esco. He went to Cloquet High School and a graduate of Esco High School in that combined program up there. Glove catch by Briggs. A little juggle, but he'll hold on.
Notice the first 3 guys back to the net were green. Minnesota knocking anybody between their goaltender and 3 green guys, and that shows a sign of a little complacency right now. In other words, you got to be, you're the defender, you're between your goaltender and the opposing team. Those are signs of a little bit lethargicness, and the boys are going to the bench. It wasn't a very long shift, and not because they're tired. I've done that. I've been on both ends of that too.
Boy, the Wildcats had control of that faceoff, but Sauer lost it. Now Minnesota back the other way and turn it over. Back out at center ice. Played in by Dusty Collins. Harrington has his man. That's Jamie Milam. Collins now number 7, and as it comes loose in front, Hirsch grabs it off the glass, out of the zone. Nearly taken away. Now it is. Geyer bringing it in with Howe. Geyer looks for Howe. It's off Howe's skate. And they guide it into the corner. Milam back with it. And Milam throws it out to center. Finds Andrew Sauer. Whacked pretty good by Harrington a couple of times, and Judd Stevens back to get it as we hit the 7-minute mark of period number 2.
Sauer's 6'4". He's a freshman. He looks a little gangly, but in time, he's had the puck a few times tonight, Frank.
Yes, a number?
Yep, you've named him up 3 or 4 times.
Howe, and that one hit Geyer. Weistruck over to get it, goes in the air to get it to center. Might be 3-on-1, and Stevens sweeps it away. Picked up again, this time by Howe. The Gophers, 4 men bring it in. Hirsch fires it across the goal mouth.
Somebody's down through the net.
Santorelli back for the Wildcats. Hits the Minnesota line, gets the shot off, and Briggs steers it away from the on-rushing 2nd man, who was Andrew Contois. Oh, swing and a miss there by Santorelli. Hirsch looking for Gordon. He got a piece of it. No, he didn't. It's icing. I thought he did. January is National Mentoring Month, and right now there are more than 400 boys waiting for a caring big brother. FSN North encourages you to get involved. Call 651-789-BIGS or visit www.bigstwincities.org.
Minnesota's given up some awful good rushes. 3-1s. The puck just bounced wrong. 3 2-on-1s. They've got to tighten it up a little bit.
Alver in the corner. Tied up by Kaufman. Now they shovel it around to Pat Bateman. He's jammed up by Peltier. Bateman gets it again. They go down low. It gets away from Alver. Vanelli got it as far as the line, not out. Second effort does. Chalixson drop pass for Gordon, trying to split the D. He got spun around like a top.
How about get Duncan, didn't he?
Duncan. Yo-yo. I said top.
I know you did.
Yeah. Similar but not alike. Here, oh, Gordon mishandled it, but then he comes back for it. Ahead to center ice for Kaufman. Kaufman and Chalixson head for the net. And Kaufman jammed up, but look at him battle. Great quote from Don Lucia last night. Says Evan Kaufman just won't let us take him out of the lineup. That's the way he keeps playing. Kaufman trying to move in. Srdich a long shot. That's off a leg and into the corner. Srdich was tied up. He still kept it in. Chucko centers it. And as it comes in on Tarky, he'll hold on. Both of Minnesota goals in the first period. It's 2-0.
Chevy's got the real deal here. The most dependable, longest lasting trucks on the road. That's why I drive Chevy. The right truck.
Now get $3,000 total cash back with GMAC financing on select 2005 Chevy Silverado models. Also, come into your participating Chevy dealer for great red tag offers.
Now's the perfect time to take action and make it happen.
See your select Heartland Chevy dealer today.
Back at Mariucci Arena, the last goal by Northern Michigan, December 11th against Fairbanks. 95 minutes since their last goal.
They should have stopped at the North Pole and got some scoring gifts. Just a little ways away. Fairbanks.
Officially, it was a 0-0 game, 0-0 in the semifinal between Northern Michigan and Harvard yesterday. They did win the shootout, but of course those goals do not count as goals as such. Offside here at the line.
Frank, you asked me a question yesterday, which is rather interesting to me, and that was, is Kellen Briggs as good as Robbie Stauber? You asked me that.
I did ask you that question, and you had a great answer.
And my answer was?
Robbie may have faced much tougher shooters. Robbie probably did face much tougher shooters.
That's why it's a little hard for me to. Briggs been wonderful, but you know, I look at the way those guys used to fire. Look at the points,
right?
Beatty and the guys that come jumping out of here right to the National Hockey League. I think.
Nice move by Patali. Then he lost his skates. Trailing the play was Erman. We're going to follow up a little bit on that Briggs conversation. Now a swing and a miss here by Srdich, because I think it deserves a little longer discussion. At center ice, a collision, and Atherton gets it in. Now Erman battles for it. Boy, he got muscled off the puck. That doesn't happen very often. But Oistrakh stepped into him nicely. Nathan Oistrakh, a junior. What'd you see?
Andy Srdich just owned him this left side of the ice. Milan come over and he dusted him.
Here's Kellen Briggs back to get it. The strong part of Kellen Briggs' game is that he's very much in control. Not to say that Robbie wasn't, but I'm just in comparison here.
Robbie stretched himself. He had a large crease.
Yeah, you gave him a long leash, didn't you?
Yeah.
And as I've said before, Briggs is a goaltender who sees more than just the puck. He's a sixth skater out there at times in terms of how he can control rebounds, control shots.
Where Robbie would have taken pucks and rushed them. He had like 8 assists. He's more concerned about getting an assist or a goal than he would about having a shutout.
Briggs like a third defenseman, Stauber like a fourth forward.
Good, well done.
I think we have a good gopher rush here, Ryan Patali.
Atherton makes the pass. Here's Patoli. Doesn't even look like his head up. He's dancing around. Comes in, stops, then he loses. That's about the third players. Srdich, watch him. He controls. Look at it. I like it. I like coming to my territory. Better be ready.
You're right. He should have had the worst of that hit.
Yeah.
I think Leighton had all the leverage, had all the momentum, and Srdich won the battle.
Cerny was backwards and right on the glass, too.
Centarelli to throw it in. Howe will go after it. Well past the halfway point of regulation play. Minnesota's goals in the first period were exactly 5 minutes apart. Hirsch at roughly 7.5 minutes, and then again on the power play at 12.5. 2-on-1 again. Courtois. Courtois will try to circle, and then he lost the scoring opportunity.
When you see this on replay, you're going to say, what is he thinking? Took himself right out of the rink.
Gordon played it ahead to center ice. Now Geyer relays it to Hirsch. A move. Everybody wants him to shoot now. And Tarky covers up. We'll take a break. That's the guy who's got all the goals in the game.
Ready for a whole new kind of Dodge. Introducing the all-new Magnum. First you see stunning performance. Another look reveals surprising versatility. Open it up and you'll find a tri-fold cargo floor. bold styling that features a unique access lift gate, even a powerful Boston acoustic CD sound system, which makes the all-new Dodge Magnum a whole different ride. Now qualified lessees can grab a Magnum SXT for just $299 a month. America's hottest products are at your Dodge dealer.
Frank, this is one of the reasons they haven't scored in 2 days. A little golden Zamboni driver's spot. Look at no shot. Now, didn't cut across the middle. It's like they won't go to the middle of the rink to get a good shot, to get a good position. Yow.
I'm sure easy. Yeah, boy, am I glad you're not coaching. We might have you on heart medication.
A lot of guys are happy I'm not coaching. you're on the small list. The large list is somewhere else.
I'd rather have you up here.
Oh, I like it. I mean, wow.
I was waiting for you to finish your thought there.
I can't believe what I just saw. That they took it behind it, didn't move to the middle of the rink to put the stick in the middle of the ice.
They will tomorrow.
Yeah, I mean, a little tougher for the one before. They come off the offside, but not when you get on the onside. With that, you can move right to the middle of your stick, so your stick gets in the middle of the net.
Harton with a big hit on Kaufman. Blast from long at the blue line by Blake Cosgrove, and the save by Briggs, relatively easy for him.
You know, one thing I like about Kellen, he controlled that shot, didn't make it look very difficult, doesn't look like he's out of sync, you know, and he has. I can't remember the last time he's given up a cheap goal or a soft goal.
Boy, that's an excellent point.
Look at this here. Now he's got a lot of view. I mean, he can see it all, but he's still got to watch the head right to the puck. Focus there. You know, doesn't seem to be out of position too many times.
Next time there's an odd man break, whether it's tonight or another game or whenever it is, watch how he'll handle the shot and the rebound. Very much aware of where the second guy is, and he'll play the puck away from the second guy.
That's athleticism. It's kind of born with that. You can talk about it, but some guys can do it, and some just can't do it on a consistent basis. They anticipate, you know, hockey sense, athleticism, whatever you want to call it.
Chaco with a hit and sent Jeff Waugh spinning like a top. Another top. Swanson, and a pad save by Briggs, and now the goal comes loose. Treasure Island trivia question. It centers around the coach of the Wildcats, Walt Kyle. How many NHL teams has he been an assistant coach with? Ooh, I was way off. 2 done. Anaheim and the Rangers. But several minor league teams. Look at this resume. Rangers, Hamilton, Anaheim, Baltimore, San Diego, Seattle. And then an assistant with Rick Comley in those heyday years from 82 to 92. And a member and team captain of that 1980 team, the Phantom Goal.
And he was my assistant, Frank, at the Sports Fest one year. He and Mike Eves.
Really?
Yeah.
Do you know the Phantom Goal that I'm... Oh, we have a penalty. We should pay attention to it. Danny Ehrman is off for interference at 13:22.
This is a big-time power play here. In terms of it's an important part of the game. The Wildcats are coming back a little bit, getting more even play, but they got to put some on the board to get their energy level to another notch.
It's an interference penalty that Ehrman is off for. And the Wildcats on their second power play. I'm sure you're well aware of that. Oistrakh got it in front and actually just about gave it away to Harrington.
Well, I can see Beattie. I can see Dallas Drake. I can see Hiller. I can see Joe Frederick.
In your dreams.
Next color. There it is.
Albert. From almost behind the goal line. It's a power play goal. And they break that plus 90-minute drought and are on the board.
Well, finally, and that's a big goal. Kind of moved it around, finally got the rebound, and Albert has scored the last 3 goals for this club.
2 on the shootout, of course.
Okay, watching that puck get moved around. Got a good bounce for the Gophers.
Yeah, had one leg across the goal line there, didn't he?
Oh, yeah. Wow. Milan was out there, got the shot. This will be a big lift because they need to get some feeling that they could score. They could put some pressure on. They're right in it now. They're a shot away from tying the game.
20 shots on goal. 1 have gone in. 1 has gone in for the Wildcats. And some of that zip and crispness that we saw from Minnesota in the first period, actually almost all of it is gone here in the second.
Boy, Tyler Hirsch is playing physical. He's had a wonderful, not weekend, he's had a wonderful series and tournament. Right now, he stands to be the MVP.
Look at a big collision on that center ice. A big hit there as he bucked pretty good with Matt Siddle. Oh. And now here's Mike Howe to lead the rush to center. He got taken down, and there was a twitch.
You had it right.
It was a twitch in Todd Anderson's arm.
I think that's a good non-call.
Santarelli plays it up front now, dribbles off the stick of Jeff Waugh. And it cleanly intercepted by Vanelli and played ahead to Howe in the middle of a Wildcat change. Hirsch, nice drop. Geyer shooting, and it's blocked. It was deflected by Jeff Waugh. Here's Geyer getting the loose puck. Howe turns and shoots. That's off the skate of Waugh, and it's played back into the Minnesota end. And Atherton will get challenged in a hurry there by Rob Layton. Layton in hard. Atherton back for the puck. And 4.5 minutes now left in the second period. A bullet pass from Atherton off the stick of Kaufman at center. Parker plays it back across, and now Waugh gets it out at center, and Atherton with a hit on Swanson out at center ice. Waugh ran into a check, battles through with the puck, shoots it in. He'll go off on a line change. Now Briggs from behind, playing it to the corner, and a nice relay right back for Atherton. They go right up the middle with it. Here comes Kaufman with a burst of speed. Gordon brings it in. Kaufman in the slot, but he couldn't handle the pass. Played now by Kevin Gardner out to center. Tarker throws it up on the left side for Gardner, but it was swept away by Harrington. And now here comes Big Barry Talixon left side to Gordon. Back for Talixon, cuts in and shoots one. It gets deflected to the corner.
Pace is picked up here.
Well, the goal has woken up Minnesota a little bit more than it has the Wildcats. Kaufman jammed off the puck. Talixon, however, gets it. Back for Stevens, a slap shot, misses the target. Tim Harding. Harding plays it to center. Nice job by Bateman. Battles to get it in. Little drop pass. Now the return intended for Harding. Alver had trouble with it, lost it. Chucko ahead to Patalny. 2 players back. Patalny spins, pass across that blue line, taken away. Now it's back behind Harding. Harrington.
Well, they're pretty consistent with it, calling the non-icings, which is fine. Harrington didn't go in there too quickly. Could have been icing. Same thing happened on the other side. I like it.
It's frozen, but we're in a 1-goal hockey game here in the championship of the Dodge Holiday Classic.
Big, it's here, and it's better than ever. Toyotathon 05. This huge year-end event is on with a big selection and great values on your favorite Toyota SUVs. And now get 3.9% financing for 60 months on the smooth-riding 05 Highlander, the Room for 8 Sequoia, or the versatile RAV4. Or take advantage of cash back, like $500 in customer cash on Highlander, or $750 on Sequoia. Toyotathon 05. Quality, selection, value. Now that's moving you forward.
Here's the Toro game reset. Gophers with a 2-1 lead. Tyler Hirsch has both Minnesota goals. Kellen Briggs 19 saves to this point. Darren Alver with a power play goal for the Wildcats. That's where we stand. 14th annual Mariucci Classic. Oops, I'm sorry. Dodge Holiday Classic. Old habits die hard.
Well, partly right. Was for a while. Part of it. Part of the record say Mariucci Classic.
Here's Vanelli. Herman. Contoys brings it in.
Frank, have you noticed the play is a little more equal the last 5-6 minutes, maybe in 10?
No, I'm
okay.
Got distracted.
Okay, well, we're looking both ways. How about that?
Okay. It's Santarelli. And Herman gets it back. Oh, right onto the stick of Fleming, but he couldn't bring it with him. Oistruck ran into Herman.
The Minnesota checks out of 10. Herman's got 3 of them every night. He needs somebody to join with him.
Fleming looking for Reinholtz. Smogard shooting. Nice block by Waugh. Tarkey plays it over, and Swanson met by Fleming. Oistruck. Reinholtz gets the best of that one. Atherton keeps it in. Reinholtz again. Oistruck tackles him. Penalty.
Referee Anderson knew that one before he made contact. He had the twitch going already.
Fans, the 45th annual Twins Winter Caravan is just around the corner. January 17th to the 20th, and then the 24th to the 27th. Chance to talk with past and present Twins and meet the FSN North broadcast team. For more information, visit twinsbaseball.com.
Well, this is a place where Minnesota could separate. Ostrich, probably the best defense, best offensive player, both sides of the puck. He's sitting in the box. Minnesota will bring out fresh troops. You'll see Hirsch back on the point again. Geyer will join Patoli and Ehrman, and Harrington will be the other point man. I'm not sure what this referee situation is right now. Anderson,
Well, you mean that he went over and talked at the bench?
Yeah. I mean, nobody's complaining. I don't see that. He was just a quick shot over. We will never know what that secret conversation was, Frank.
Unless we had a mouse on the bench.
We had mice in the house.
Oh no!
They took all the M&Ms and moved them from the box. They took everyone. They made a pile in the laundry room.
Oh dear. The things I get into not knowing. 2-on-1 short-handed Gardner. Great pass. Over. Big save by Briggs. How about that? Now rushing it in. Here's Ehrman. Patolny gets it. Now the Gophers with the power play.
Are you sure?
And a delayed penalty here. What happened in front of the net?
I think he's got it for crease.
Oh, no. He's taking somebody to the box. Look at this. 2-on-1.
Oh, yeah. Beautiful. Alver again going in. Every time it's Alver. Every time. That was Kevin Gardner with a great pass. I tell you.
Darren Alver, their leading point guy with 18, picked up his 5th goal tonight and the 18th of his career. Whoa. Miller, who's going?
Well, John Miller's gone for sure.
One each. One each.
John Miller picked up a penalty at the end of the second period with the horse collar. Ehrman.
So the power play continues. We're down to about a half minute in the period. Here's Hirsch. We remain 5-on-4. Geyer dishes low right in front, and it was tipped and just out of the reach of Hirsch, and it's back out at center. I think there's barely enough time to regroup here.
Oh yeah, got a minute.
Gophers' 4th power play. Here's Hirsch. Harrington down low, and it's just out of the reach. Now down to about 9 seconds. Talixon behind the net, and that might be it. Wildcats bring it ahead. Contoy's one long shot at the horn. That'll be it. 44 seconds of the Oystruck penalty will carry over, and the Gophers will start another period. With a power play, they have a 2-1 lead now. It's been trimmed in half.
Well, there's a hole in the dike, and there's a chance for some more goals to follow through. Since the Northern Michigan Wildcats have scored, they have an opportunity to get a second one, and that would tie the game.
Poetic.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
And they were much better the second half. Much better in the second period. If they come out the third and do the same, they got a chance to win this game.
All right, 2-1. That's where we stand after 2 periods of play in the championship game. Clay Matvick will be coming along again, and so will Steve Woog.
What a game. Sorry I'm late. I know it's our anniversary, but every day is an anniversary with you. No, better. Like an anniversary, your birthday, and Valentine's Day rolled into one. It's a new holiday. It's Anna Birthtine's Day. What do you say?
Treasure Island Resort and Casino.
Winter doesn't just mean cold weather in the Northland. It means cold, hard savings with holiday bonus cash from the experts at your Northland Ford dealer. Now with a special $500 holiday bonus from Ford Credit, you can get up to $4,500 cash back on the Ford you want, like the best-selling F-150, Ford Ranger, Taurus, and even Mustang. But hurry, the $500 holiday bonus and your chance to get up to $4,500 cash back ends January 3rd. So ask the experts. See your Northland Ford dealer today.
Brunette Beckett, he scores! He scores! Minnesota has upset the Colorado Avalanche!
FSN North digs into the archives to help you relive some of the greatest games the state of hockey has ever seen.
Gophers win, they're going to St. Paul!
Minnesota Hockey Classics. This week, it's a 2003 playoff thriller as the Wild stun the Avalanche in overtime of Game 6. Minnesota Hockey Classics. Tomorrow at 8 on FSN North.
500 returns in HD this February on Fox.
Dr. Dick, all I hear is just say no.
You can call me Dr. Dick.
I just did. So what can I say yes to?
You can say yes to fuel. Let me hear you say yes.
Yes.
Yes to fuel.
Yes to fuel.
Now that is the power of fuel!
You're watching FSN North.
And the Wildcats have made this a one-goal game after scoring the only goal in the second period. It's 2-1 now, Minnesota. Darren Oliver scored a big goal in last night's game against Harvard to win that shootout. But a big goal here in the second period to make this a one-goal contest.
Yeah, I mean, we've been kicking here this whole period, getting chances and stuff, and it's just nice to know that we can that we're getting chances, and we finally got one here and making it a closer game.
Darren, what was the biggest difference between the first and the second period for you?
I think we came out a little intimidated. I mean, the goalers have great skill, great passing the puck. I mean, they tops in the country, obviously. The second period, we came out and just played our systems, got it in deep, didn't mess around with it in the neutral zone, and we've just stuck to our systems.
Darren, appreciate it.
Thank you.
Darren Oliver with the goal for the Wildcats in the second period. It is now 2-1 Minnesota. More on the intermission coming up. An interview with Steve Woog. Don't go away.
Chevy's got the real deal here. The most dependable, longest-lasting trucks on the road. That's why I drive Chevy. The right truck.
Now get $3,000 total cash back with GMAC financing on select 2005 Chevy Silverado models. Also, come into your participating Chevy dealer for great red tag offers.
Now's the perfect time to take action and make it happen.
See your select Heartland Chevy dealer today.
Dear Grand Casino, recently I went on a blind date to a concert. I got these free tickets through my Grand Rewards membership. I was nervous, but it all worked out. Free tickets are nice, but that night I won the grand prize. 3 months later, we got engaged. Now my only question is, will Grand Casino be giving away any honeymoon vacations? We're Mr. and Mrs. Lagergren. That's our Grand Casino story.
The Mille Lacs Band of Ojibwe welcomes you.
Yeah, I do depend on my car every day, but I don't worry about problems with it because there's a place I trust to take care of that for me. They give my car a great oil change with a complete preventive check and services for my transmission, my cooling system, and more. They're the people who keep my car dependable. They're the people at my Valvoline Instant Oil Change. Preventive care for my car, peace of mind for me.
Spending too much at the pump? Increase fuel economy with preventive maintenance services from Valvoline Instant Oil Change.
You need to race the rain. You need to outrun the sun. You need to be two places at once. That's why you need rock-solid energy products and people you can depend on. Cenex. Our energy comes through.
Now until Christmas, Gordon's Jewelers has beautiful diamonds priced at just $199. Make her shine with this stunning 1-carat ring. Dazzle her with this glittering 1-carat diamond bracelet. Or give her your heart with this sparkling pendant. They're each just $199, saving you $100. The prices go back up after Christmas, so save at Gordon's now. Gordon's Jewelers, since 1905.
Coach Lucia, Coach Stubber, wow.
Hey, wait a minute.
Wake up. We've got a good hockey game here, and we're ready for the third period. Minnesota leading by a goal, 2-1 over Northern Michigan. There's a look at the celebration from the 1990-91 Wildcats team that won the national championship at Northern Michigan. And a guy by the name of Steve Woog was a freshman forward for that team. You know, with a name like Woog, you'd think, well, maybe he'd go to Minnesota, but decided to go up to Northern Michigan. And it paid off for you, Steve, because you won a national championship with the Wildcats.
Yeah, it was real neat, Clay, to get a chance to go up there and play with some of those skilled guys that were up there. I didn't know what I was getting myself into when I went up there, and they come to your house and ask you to come to school up there and tell you they're going to take care of the pay for you, so you get kind of excited, and I couldn't ask for anything more than that. Although that picture...
Yeah. Hey, you're doing a heck of a job keeping your hair, unlike your dad, I got to say. And you get to show off that ring and rub it into your dad, too, every once in a while. Let's see that thing.
You know, with my dad, he's been so great growing up and all the support he's given that I never rub it in. I never even wear it around the house. If you guys wouldn't have called today to say wear it, I wouldn't have done that. So it's very solid. A couple times a year, that's it.
You probably don't get to see the Northern Michigan team as much anymore, but this must be kind of a treat for you.
It's great. I try to come when they're here. Try to make it up there once every other year or so and see them. And we've got some friends up there that are around. And I was looking at the one young guy, Alan Swanson, playing here. I remember when he was about 8 years old, I was playing up there. His dad's a vet in town. So to get to see these guys when you saw them a long time ago was just kind of neat.
And it seems like this program is back on the rise.
Yeah, Walt Kyle's a great guy. He's always been so intense. I was standing on the other side up in the suite, and I could hear him yelling from the bench up to the suite on the other side. That's how he is. He's intense. He's got a lot of drive, and he'll bring the program back to where we were before.
Happy holidays, Steve. Good to see you again.
You bet. Thank you.
Steve Woog, a member of that national championship team in 1991 at Northern Michigan, joining us here on the intermission. And we've got a great game here between the Gophers and the Wildcats. 2-1 Minnesota after 2. Stats and highlights after the break.
This holiday season, get great values on America's hottest products during the Dodge year-end sales drive. Grab the versatile Dodge Grand Caravan, the Hemi-powered Ram, and the all-new Dakota. Or get into a Durango SLT with leather trim, sunroof, and rear seat DVD for package discounts of up to $1,250. Plus, get 0% financing and holiday bonus cash, which can save you up to $5,800 through January 3rd.
Where to?
I could go for a large order of how come it looks so much bigger in the picture.
Well, how about an extra spicy did you bring to Aunt Acid?
Not me. I'm going for a total happiness.
We always get a total happiness.
And?
Yeah.
Could Total Happiness be a delicious new fresh toasted meatball marinara for just $1.99? For just $1.99, it just might be.
What you got there?
The little something I call total happiness.
Well, you got total happiness on your shirt.
Subway, eat fresh.
Why do more people choose Abra? In an independent nationwide study of auto body repair facilities, Abra is the most recommended to family and friends for quality of work, customer communication, and overall service. That's why most of the leading insurance providers have selected Abra as a preferred repair facility. And you should select Abra Auto Body and Glass. Call Abra's 24-hour contact center at 1-888-USA-ABRA. Auto Body Repair of America. Abra, America's most recommended.
On the football field, no one was tougher than Iron Mike Ditka.
The most intense football player I'd ever been around.
As a coach, his passion consumed him.
High voltage temper, out of control most of the time.
His intensity turned a dying franchise into a champion.
The greatest honor was winning the Super Bowl as the coach of the Bears.
That nearly cost him his life in return.
I don't think anyone was shocked when Mike had his heart attack.
Beyond the Glory, Sunday at a special time on FSN.
Happy holidays from FSN North.
He's got a Florida cap. No wonder he's sleeping. Come on, let's go, folks. I mean, she's going into a deeper slumber. Gophers were a little snoozy themselves. You know what? You got to hang around Steve more. Have a little him rub off on you. I don't mean the hair thing. I think we should go to a highlight package. There was one goal scored. I'm hearing you're tied. Isn't that what I'm hearing?
Yes, you're in the tie. Okay, we got a nice little play here, little power play situation. And Oliver, he converts again. I tell you, he is the guy, no question about it. And you know what? They've had a lot of chances. Watch this.
Briggs would have made a big difference. He did make a big difference in this one.
Nobody's picking anybody up for the Gophers. Give the Wildcats credit. They're just trying to take it. Oliver again is in. This is one, and then it's two, and there was a lot more during that period.
Chrysler stats after 2 periods, very close on the score. The shots have just done a flip-flop in that period. Wildcats out shooting the Gophers 16-7 in that period. Gophers will have another power play, their 4th carrying over into the period. We're just having far too much fun here. Did you start? Listen to this. You turn that thing off.
We're having a holiday season here, folks, and we got a good third period coming up, and I wouldn't count the Wildcats out.
Very well said.
Okay.
I think it's time for a break. Don't you think it's time for a break?
I think it's time for a break.
All right. Did they win? There we go. Nope, maybe not.
The shot! Goal! Woo! Man, Gopher hockey games are the best, but I wish we could go to the game instead of watching on TV.
Yeah, but what can we do? They sell out every game.
You guys can go to the Gopher hockey games.
Dude, how?
There's 1,000 standing room only tickets available for all the Gopher home games.
How come you're not at the game?
I'm a Badger fan.
Hockey fun!
Catch all the excitement of Golden Gopher hockey at Mariucci Arena. Standing room only tickets are still available for all remaining home games.
Say hello to my little friend!
Introducing the all-new Jeep Grand Cherokee with an available Hemi V8 and QuadraDrive 2, our most advanced available four-wheel drive system ever. The new 2005 Liberty with an available 210 horsepower V6 and choice of available rugged four-wheel drive systems. And the spacious and extremely capable Wrangler Unlimited. Go ahead, let it snow. Now, during the Jeep Year-End Sales Drive, qualified lessees can lease a Grand Cherokee Laredo for just $319 a month with $19.18 due at signing.
Chamberlain garage door openers add security, convenience, and reliability. This half-horsepower model includes 2 remotes and a lighted wall control for only $144 at Menards. Peak power inverters give you the power you need. This 70-watt model is perfect for holiday traveling, only $14.98. A Peak 400-amp jump starter, only $49.95. Happy holidays from Menards.
Warm season's greetings to you all from Menards.
Looking for a used car? Log on to carsoup.com. CarSoup is easy to use with color pictures, more information, and more cars than the paper, so it's fast and easy to find the right car at the right price. And CarSoup features only cars from local dealers and private sellers. Get what the paper doesn't deliver at carsoup.com.
Thousands of people have sold their cars on CarSoup. It works. Get more for your used car, just $25 till it sells at CarSoup.
Golden Gopher Hockey on FSN North is presented by Jeep. Hurry to your local Jeep dealer and see how good the best values in America can be. And by Abra. Lose the auto body blues. Santa hats aplenty. Welcome back to Mariucci Arena on the campus of the University of Minnesota with Clay Matvick and Doug Woog. I'm Frank Mazzacco. Our 3 officials, including the referee Todd Anderson on the left, has been doing a little bit extra stretching here. I don't know if he got dinged up in that second period or not, Doug.
Coming out of the corner by the face-off circle, he grabbed his right thigh and was bent over. I don't know. Now he's kind of having the same problems. We'll watch how quickly he moves. I don't. Yeah, he just doesn't. Looks like he's fighting something. But he got. He showed his grimacing in the middle of the second period.
44 seconds remaining on that penalty to Oystruck. Nathan Oystruck and the Gophers on their 4th power play as it continues. Only a 1-goal lead, and it's back out at center ice. This is Chris Harrington. Championship game of the 14th annual Dodge Holiday Classic. Hirsch to bring it in.
Did he make that look easy?
Down low, Geyer, Patulny. Shooting, rebound, and it's covered by the goaltender, Tuomas-Tarkki.
Tuomas-Tarkki's lucky the Gophers are not shooting a lot of pucks. I thought he looked a little shaky towards the end of the second period. He was fighting pucks that didn't get there. In other words, pucks that were shot that get deflected. He was kind of moving with the thing, and you got to stay in the same package and wait till it gets to you before you move. I think he's a little leery, Frank. I think he's a little unsettled.
For whatever reason, they're going to chase Potalny out of there. Talixon comes in, and on this power play, Talixon, Potalny and Howe are up front. Harrington, a one-timer now by Stevens, and Tarkey is reaching to hold on.
Tarkey does play low. I mean, he does play from the bottom up. In other words, he plays from the base from the V back up. If you watch him in the shot here, he's down already when that shot's taken. Look at him. He's down before that puck gets there. That's what I'm saying, from down up. He starts up because he's got to be standing, but he gets himself way low as the puck approaches.
5 more power play seconds. Plenty of time to win the draw and get a shot. Now Hirsch will go after it. Trying to put it in front for Howe. Hirsch is a battler tonight.
Yeah, he's having a heck of a season. He had a good weekend last weekend.
That would be against St. Cloud State. He did.
Yes, he did. We are Thursday.
Actually having a very good year.
Yeah, I'd say so.
So the penalty to Oystruck is over. And we're early in the third. Back behind the net now, Jeff Waugh. And he'll ice it.
Oh, Stevens not even go towards the puck.
They still call it icing. Clay Matvick, come on in.
All right, guys, as you can imagine, the mood has changed for the Minnesota coaching staff from the first period and now after the second period. After they analyzed the tape from that second period, they counted 7 odd man rushes, and I guess not happy with that, of course. They attribute that to just the young defenseman. It's starting to catch up with them a little bit here tonight.
Well, there was a lot of them. That 7's that's a
staggering number.
That's a month.
Again off the glass and at center ice, and Peltier had a problem with it. Contoy's 2-on-1, backhand, stopped by Briggs. Santorelli got the rebound and got it back to the blue line. Now here's Miller firing. He didn't get much on that one. Reinholtz looking to thread a pass through to Fleming, forces it into Smagard. Oh, and then they call it offside. Nice job by Jared Reinholtz, and there's Garrett Smagard picking himself up off the deck.
There was another opportunity by the. Oh, we got a little something going down here. Smagard and Vidal, but on the rush, you saw the opportunity. Derek has a little trouble handling. Now the hook here we get away with. That's fine, but watch this. No. Go to the backhand instead of, I'm having trouble with that one, Frank. Instead of taking that shot in the forehand or moving to the middle and go to the backhand, no angle, no power, and that's why you can't score goals. There was no rebound there. There was no attempted shot with any velocity. Chances of scoring were about 1%.
Both of these schools are trying to make a change. Oh no, they are going to chase a couple of guys here. Smagard is off. And Siddle will now join him.
Yeah, they were kind of throwing forearms at each other, kind of waving.
Second set of coincidentals here tonight. Miller and Ehrman went earlier at the very end of period 2. Potalny got it out at center, and Oystruck shoots it back in. Smagard is off, as we told you, as well as the Wildcat player Siddle. Unsportsmanlike conduct penalties. Got a man breaking Alver back out at center. Bateman waiting for the puck. Alver has it at the line. He was Clay Matvick's guest at our intermission.
Oh, that's a stupid penalty.
Yeah, boy, you bet it is. Alver.
I don't think he liked the fact that Sertic played him so well one-on-one. Took objection to it, and he lost his cool, and this will be a great chance for the Gophers to spread it 3-1.
Yeah, because they're going to have a 4-on-3 power play here.
Watch how nice Andy handles this thing. Gets good leverage. Nice job.
Is that your horse collar, Doug, that you're talking about?
Yeah, that'd be a horse collar. But Andy Sertic took that break one-on-one as well as you can handle it. Turned and pivoted, went in the corner, and then got his chin wrapped in the forearm.
12 of Minnesota's 29 shots have come on power play opportunities. They have a 4-on-3 advantage here. Here's Harrington. Hirsch and Harrington. It's Ehrman posted out front. Potalny. And then they gave it away.
See, Hirsch, he's got to fire that puck from from Harrington because he's got the better angle on the offhand. Harrington's stymied when he's in the middle when he's got a right-handed player give him that pass.
Nice catch by Ehrman. Back to Tyler Hirsch. Harrington. There's the blast by Hirsch.
That's the one you're looking for right there. But that's because Harrington can't get an angle to get his body turned around. So he's got to feed Hirsch. Hirsch's got to realize that.
Harrington gains the zone, pulls up. As he centered it, it was deflected away and deflected to the backboard by Gardner. Patulny, watched by Gardner. Fires a goal. Oh my! Hit the goaltender and then went in.
Well, that's what happens when you take dumb penalties against a good team like Minnesota. Patulny with a rocket shot finds the upper chest, flex into the goal.
Harrington will get the lone assist. Take a look.
Harrington pushes the puck back. Look how patient here Patulny is. Not a great angle, but oh my goodness, he can give up a lot. That's what you call bad feeding. He feed his flat on the goal line. My gosh, he had a 1.5 to 2 foot of opening, like shooting in a barrel.
11 power play goals for Patulny. His 19th goal of the season. And the 25th goal of his career.
Well, you know, take a penalty in the
middle. That's a killer.
Yeah, it is. It's in a, hey, that's how you get beat.
2 of Minnesota's 3 goals tonight have been power play goals. Tyler Hirsch has the first 2 Minnesota goals. Siddle with it. 5 skaters aside, and he shoots one right through the crease.
I don't think that Briggs even saw it, or did he care?
Didn't look like he cared. He may have seen it and still not cared.
That's right.
Just to reiterate, Chris Harrington, the defenseman, gets the lone assist on that power play goal at 3:48. Minnesota back with a 2-goal lead.
Big, it's here, and it's better than ever. Toyotathon 05. The year's biggest event is on with the largest selection and great values on your favorite Toyota trucks. Like the awesome full-size Tundra, now with 1.9% financing for 60 months or 1,000 customer cash. And you have to see the all-new Tacoma, bigger and more powerful with an available 245 horsepower V6 engine. And check out its deck rail system. Toyotathon 05. Quality, selection, value. Now that's moving you forward.
From the face-off, here's Fleming, and a shallow angle shot. Right at the base of the net. Fleming brings it in. And as it carries back out at center ice, Milam. Now Sauer. And Atherton takes him right into the corner. Reinholtz. Fleming and Smagard now. And up on the far side, Dusty Collins got it ahead, and the Wildcats get it out. A delayed penalty on Minnesota. It's touched now by Smagard. There was a hit, a rough over on the far side.
I tell you,
well, yeah,
not a very smart one.
Don Lucia was wondering, gosh, what was that?
Well, you got the puck is 75 to 100 feet away from you, and you take a retaliation penalty. Not very smart by Jake. Would give the Wildcats an opportunity to bring in within 1. Good draw by Geyer. Minnesota will try to kill this off. And if they, you know, the issue too is not to take a dumb penalty, make a 5-on-3. That's the first 5-on-3 we've seen, or maybe first or second we've seen in about 4 or 5 weekends, Frank. Hasn't been a whole lot of those.
Right, exactly. Milam, oh boy, he nearly lost that to Mike Howe. And it's dumped in. Vanelli with a check. Bateman looking for the puck. Peltier for Minnesota is there, and then it's inadvertently played out of the zone by Alver. Now back ahead, Milam.
That is a poor entry into the zone. You come up and you slow down for, then you go to your backhand and you dump it 7 feet. Coach is going to talk to you when you get back over there. You got to ram it in and ram it around, get it in deep.
Eystrick, and from center ice, Waugh plays it in. Herman looking for it. Siddle finally gets it for the Wildcats. Shoots one, knocked down in front by Harrington. Patalny gets it out of there.
A little goalie there, didn't he? Huh? Got down in the one leg, one knee, and kicked out with the other. He must have done that in the backyard when he was a kid. Probably took some of John's shots. Dad's.
Little move by Tarker to get it ahead and then dumps it in, and Atherton tries to power it out, and he does. He got a break and a bounce. Now Tarkey taken away by Smagar, but then off a skate, and it bounces right out to center ice, and Santarelli plays it off the back rail.
Took himself right out of a shot there too. He was right down the middle and floated to the outside wide receiver type.
Santarelli now spins with it, trying to play it back in for Siddle. Sertic driving it around. Hard way to get it out of the zone, and it doesn't work. And now Fleming is out of the box. I don't know. Do they have any shots at all? None.
No.
No shots on that power play. And we've passed the 7-minute mark here of the third period. 3-1 Minnesota.
Atherton, PJ's been pretty good tonight. I don't know how they're reading it down below, but he's played physical, got that puck out there, a nice shot.
Geyer to Howe, and Howe shoots it wide. Hurst puts it towards the net. And as they scrap it, comes over to Vanelli. Miller.
I don't know if anybody's interested, but I'd rate that defensive set stronger than the Vanelli Peltier set tonight. As a set.
Atherton, Sertic?
Yep.
Okay. The two wily veterans. I used that. That's a quote from Atherton.
Yeah.
Sertic, a forward, coming back to play defense this weekend. And Atherton, seeing just his second game. Somebody said, well, you don't have much experience going there. He said, don't worry, we're a couple of wily veterans. And it's back out at center. Gophers changing. The Wildcats bring it in. A big save by Briggs in traffic, and then he took a bump from Oystruck.
And he went through the net, Oystruck did.
Briggs has played a very good game tonight.
Yes, he's been solid.
Bounces to the Gophers, and Geyer ahead to Ehrman. Now with Chucko. Back for Ehrman, but it was knocked down by Waugh in front of the net. Here's Alver to the Minnesota line with Bateman. Bateman in the corner with Sertic.
Sertic made a good play there. He protected the puck, got the thing going.
Ehrman ahead at center ice, and it's just off his stick. Dumped into the Minnesota line. It hit Peltier. It bounces to Alver. Then it bounces back to Peltier. Ehrman with Chucko to the line. They'll dump it in. Chucko goes after it with Matt Manu. Sertic puts it right in front for Patalny. Off the glass and out of the zone. Icing here. If it ever makes it. Nope. No icing.
No, it made her, but not when you quit skating for it.
Yeah. At least take some short strides. Yeah. Pretend like you're.
We used to work out with Mariucci. We'd bend over, so our butts would be high and our chests would be low, and make it look like we're really working hard. Guys would say in the huddle, "Come on, I'll bend over good."
Tarker shoots it high and wide of the Minnesota net. Ben Gordon gets it ahead now. Ehrman left it there, and Patalny will drive it in on goal. And the Gophers make a change and do so quickly. Sauer touches it at center. I thought he did. It's icing against the Wildcats halfway through the period here in the championship game.
Hey, it's me.
Hi.
You want anything from McDonald's?
Whatever, you know what I like.
Sure. I have no clue what she likes. Most of the time I'm thinking about bass fishing. Ooh, a lot of choices on the dollar menu. Dad, all of it. I got a McChicken sandwich. For me. Ooh, I got a fruit and yogurt parfait. For me. And I got a double cheeseburger.
That's for me.
Who knows you better than me, huh?
Kaufman's back in the middle here.
No, this is a snowman, Doug. That's not Kaufman.
Oh, I thought we were going to see There's Kaufman.
Steve Flegel, Heather Gleason on their coffee break this afternoon created that one. Two of our technical folks. What were you saying about?
Well, Kaufman was going to take that draw. I didn't see him for a while.
You hadn't seen the snowman either.
I saw that one earlier today.
Santarelli plays it in, goes after it. You know, if we don't stop having fun, they may not pay us, Doug. We got to make this sound like work.
I got 2 checks in the mail this week. One was for me and one was from someplace out in Washington. I don't know. I got it. It must have been.
Oh my goodness, we've got mice, we got paychecks. What topic haven't we covered tonight?
Well,
that's rhetorical, Doug. You don't have to ask. You answer that.
Phantom goal.
Oh yeah, we never did get back to the phantom goal thing. Start to develop that here a little bit as the Gophers played in. This goes back to the first meeting ever between the 2 schools, and that was back in 1980. March 22nd of 1980, a first-round NCAA game played at what was then named Williams Arena, the old barn, and interesting because it was a 1-game elimination on a campus site, and Northern Michigan won that game 4-3. But there were many folks on the maroon and gold side. Oh, nice 3-way pass. Well, it was until the last pass.
Beautiful.
Many folks at Williams Arena thought the Gophers had scored a goal. And we'll have you look at it now. We'll give you a look at it now. The shooter, Aaron Broughton. Does this go through the net? There's one of the Gophers thinking it went in. Little discusser. Tommy Laidlaw with the Wildcats set. Here's a look. We'll see if we can explode this one closer. You know what? The Zapruder film was clearer than that.
Oh man. Big change. It wasn't black and white.
That Zapruder film was in color.
No, I say I'm saying that's pretty good quality. At least it wasn't in black and white in general. The picture.
I see. I see where you're going with that.
Yeah. Okay.
So I can't tell. Did the puck go? Our tape people. Steve Flegel should know. He's looked at this several times.
Post, it looked like.
All right, everybody in the truck says it hit crossbar.
I'm not going to say post.
So here, 24 years later, we solved the mystery. I think we have a 1-goal hockey game. Bateman gets it in.
What do you call? Aaron Broughton had about 110 points. Didn't even make the All-WCHA team, for cripe's sakes. I got people.
Are you serious? He didn't?
No.
Well, he led the team in scoring that year.
Yeah, I
don't know the next year too.
Yeah.
Bystruck.
That might have been the difference.
Huh?
No, I'm just teasing, but I mean, how many you can't make it with 108? How the hell do you think it's 109? Excuse me.
Right side pass and a little bit too far for Matt Siddle.
I get guys writing me about that. Well, how come? Like I'm going to change it?
Don't. Here's a break.
This holiday season, get great values on America's hottest products during the Dodge year-end sales drive. Grab the versatile Dodge Grand Caravan, the rugged and refined Durango, and the all-new Dakota. Or get into a special edition Dodge Ram 1500 with sunroof, available Hemi power, and 20-inch wheels. Package discounts of up to $2,000. Plus, get 0% financing, holiday bonus cash, and a holiday cash allowance, which can save you up to $7,100 through January 3rd.
Why do they do this to us?
Lawsuit.
You know, folks, I'm sorry, but they just changed the picture at the last second here and cause us to laugh. Here's our Grand Casino game summary, and a chance and a goal. Danny Irvin makes it 4-1. We'll do that Grand Casino game summary and update it for you here with Minnesota grabbing the lead.
A little turnover, and all of a sudden things start to happen, and Chucko's involved. Danny Irvin. Obviously got the goal. Totally. Oh, I'll tell you what, he put it through the 5-hole. I don't know how they can figure that out. His goaltender came out. He was on his pads. Nice little play here. Chucko's involved. But I don't know how Irvin gets it. Chucko makes a nice pass coming across. I don't know how they know they go under the goaltender. If you're going to go down, you got to use the paddle. He wasn't very happy with his play either.
2 goals this period by the Golden Gophers. The power play by Patulny, and now Ehrman with an assist to Patulny. So the big boys are clicking. And one topic, Doug, try to pull us back to some sense of normalcy here. One topic we really haven't discussed an awful lot is this Chucko, Patulny, Ehrman line that's been together for 3 weeks, 4 weeks?
They're in Colorado together.
Colorado?
Yeah. Yep.
What do you think of it? The three big guys there. There was some thought maybe that they should break up Patoli and Ehrman and spread the wealth around a little bit. How do you like these three guys and what they do together?
Well, there's a difference between Ehrman and Patoli and Chucko. I mean, there's a difference between Ehrman and Patoli and most every other player.
Okay.
And the Gopher team. So it's hard to say. Chucko's not quite at the experience level. He doesn't quite read quite as well. He's a good passer. But when you're playing at this level, it's nice to have somebody who has the same anticipation skills. And I don't think Chucko's quite there yet. But that doesn't mean it's not the best line that Donnie could have, because he's going to have somebody who can play a lot of shifts when he gets down to nitty-gritty. And that group could play. So, I mean, I think he's as good a choice in that line as anybody else is. And that's not a negative.
Grooming him for the future, too?
Yeah, and he's got some muscle. But I think as a player, I'd like to see him play more. And by playing with these guys, they're on the power play and they're killing penalties. He may not get quite as much ice time as I would like to see. But
look at Kaufman bowling over the goaltender. He was able to kick the puck in?
Well, if he did, it's not going to
count. I know, but
much good. I don't know what would happen to the puck. But, you know, the way Patoli. Here comes Kaufman, and he likes to drive, likes to get his foot back out. He just keeps coming. He wasn't abusive to the goaltender. If he was, in the old days, somebody would have come after him. I think he just wrote it in there.
But Chucko comes into the program here as a big player with skill. I mean, that was the billing on him a bit. I'm not saying that you call him a sled or anything.
No.
But he does have that skill. It's going to develop, I think. I mean,
well, he can see the rink and he can pass the puck. But he isn't a great finisher yet. I mean, he's a freshman. We talked last night. He's got 4 goals. He's halfway almost to 10, which would be a pretty good season. But when you're playing on the first line, I'm going to tell you, Joey Frederick.
How about that backhand by Fleming? Go ahead.
How about Joey Frederick, a freshman at Northern Michigan, 39 goals? I mean, you kind of look at it. When you're playing with guys as good as Ehrman and as good as Patoli, you've got to get some more points.
Okay.
Or you got to figure you're not going to play a whole lot, and therefore you're not going to get a lot. Not many 5-on-5s.
Smogard got knocked down well before the puck got there, but we continue to play. Less than 5 minutes left here in the third period. Alver, nice move, and then Briggs, an equally nice move, anticipating and getting the stick on the puck.
Oh, what a play.
Howe gains the zone, then he got smashed into the boards. A good hit on the near side by Waugh. Out of a scrap, no control yet. Here comes Alver again. And Oystruck, the defenseman, will have to lob it back into the zone, and 4 of the 5 Wildcats change.
The Wildcats have pulled the shade, Frank. How's that one?
Very good, Doug. Not one that I've heard before.
I've never heard it either. It just seemed to make sense.
That's why I tune in every night.
You know,
there's all kinds of things I learn in here.
It just seemed like the party's over. Goals are down. The way they dumped that puck in, it was just one of those, well, you know, nobody's going to get it. We'll just dump it in. Shut her down.
Wildcats' only goal coming in the second period, and that was a power play goal by Alver. Howe gets it ahead to Hirsch now. Hirsch with Geyer 2-on-2. They bring it in. Hirsch with the first 2 goals, and now Geyer shooting wide. And the puck leaves the rink. We'll take a break. 3.5 left to go in the championship game. Dodge Holiday Classic.
Introducing the all-new Jeep Grand Cherokee with an available Hemi V8 and QuadraDrive 2, our most advanced available four-wheel drive system ever. The new 2005 Liberty with an available 210 horsepower V6 and choice of available rugged four-wheel drive systems. And the spacious and extremely capable Wrangler Unlimited. Go ahead, let it snow. During the year-end sales drive, qualified returning Daimler Chrysler lessees can lease a Liberty Sport for $199 a month with $25.58 due at signing.
Subway hit of the game, Doug. An unlikely source.
Oh, boom.
Oh, actually, you know what? I thought of a different collision. Wasn't Hirsch involved in one back behind the net?
I don't remember.
Which he dished out? Anyway, that was a good...
in front of the net he did. He took somebody, popped somebody who was standing up on the net. Hey, icing here. But but PJ has a pretty good weekend. He got better tonight, I thought. Comment about him and Serge both I thought played better tonight. Against more competition and more difficulties, they certainly did not falter. I mean, they gave them some steadiness.
Can I lean on you a little bit on Atherton? No, I haven't called his name much, and it's one of the difficult things for me to do is to watch a defenseman play because I'm always watching the puck. What did you see in Atherton, which must have been mostly away from the puck?
Well, a lot of things, you know, first of all, if you're not noticed, sometimes that's just a good statement off the bat. Here, he breaks himself free, battles, gives you a little muscle. I mean, it's kind of, he's kind of a grunt and groaner. He's going to be not a ballerina. I mean, you take what you get. You're playing defense first, which I think was big. A lot of those outman rushes in that second period.
Ooh, that was Chucko.
They were the top defensive group that was in there. Not necessarily that one, which was, you know, the third and the way it was lined up. So it's when your positioning is. I just think, you know, it's not so easy to play back-to-back. Although sometimes you feel more comfortable that second night. But he should get better here now as time rolls. He'll challenge for a job. I mean, because he brings something to the table. I'm not pulling, you know, coaching Donnie's team or putting lines together defense, but he will challenge, put it that way, because he will give some character. You know, you can't play with all young guys either. You've got to have some veteran players that just have a little extra grit. They've been through. It's more than one game. You know, it's more than a sprint. It's a little more of a marathon. Oh, we got some action going. This is not going to.
Ben Gordon from Minnesota. I don't have the Wildcat player yet. Jeff Waugh. Oh. Spirited. And Ben Gordon. A big point night last night with his 3 assists. And didn't want to back down there. Oh, more going on. Talixon.
Very good. You don't want to go on any more games.
Boy, well, you thought they pulled the shade, Doug, but there's some level of frustration here that
somebody pulled the shade up and peeked in. Didn't like what was going on. Anderson normally doesn't get involved. This is something when you see the referee with hands on potential combatants, that's not a typical situation. In fact, generally he's not supposed to do that. And that's a penalty. Oh, Gordon got up high with his elbow. I think he took offense to his buddy. So this is kind of about as much as you can do without getting a fighting penalty. Push and shove and grab and leverage.
Yeah, and this was all relatively even and predictable, but now what happens with Talixon?
He took offense to Bateman's hand in the mouth. Imagine that.
All right, well, that's just...
See, these are all just baby touches and just on the margin. Yeah. It's just enough for aggravation. There's more offense going on with the language than there is with the physicalness right there.
So Gordon and Talixon are off for the Golden Gophers. 2.5 minutes to go here. And the Wildcat players, I'm going to see 3 green helmets in there right now. Oystruck being one. Waugh, I'm sure the other.
They may end up sending a couple guys down because
too many, not enough time to serve the penalties. Yep.
But talk to Greg Shepard. Remember the altercation up in North Dakota?
Oh, the Donnybrook.
Yeah, and he said, I said, well, I asked him, why didn't the referee move in? He said, he's not supposed to. I said, yeah, but, you know, 2 guys are getting, I mean, that was a haymaking type of a deal. Yeah. One linesman was walking the guy to the bench, and the other one was standing, so the 2 of them could have each had a guy. He said, no, don't want him to do that. I don't quite understand that. Who was in that difficulty? Was that Surrey?
Well, all I remember is Vanelli threw quite a few.
Vanelli and
I don't remember.
McMahon. There he is, the guy that sets me straight on all these rules, Frank. That's Greg Shepard. And new outfit for Christmas.
He has a lot of work to do some nights, Doug.
Oh, it's tough.
Setting you straight on a lot.
Hi
there, Doug. Oh, holiday shot.
By the hook is right in the lip.
Well, Bateman would be going as well as Oystruck, and Talixon will be going.
They've probably got 10s, 2 and 10s or 4 and 10s in misconduct, so they don't have enough time to.
Yeah, I don't think we're going to see any fighting penalties come out of this.
No, they're more like cats, going to pawn at each other.
Might be 4 Northern Michigan players, pretty much all academic here, so I wish they would be quick about it. And
yeah,
Move us on. The Gophers in this holiday stretch don't have a clear-cut break in time. They had a little bit of time off. They had a couple of days of optional practice in between the St. Cloud State series and this being a midweek series. They'll have a couple of more optional practices between now and their next set of games, which will be in Boston, but not a real clear-cut, long, get relaxed kind of break.
And it's probably just as well. I mean, if they get antsy, they want to get back and start playing after 10 days or 8 days.
I think this is a clear-cut pick for our Dodge player of the game with 2 goals tonight. His 3rd and 4th of the season. Very complete player. He did some playmaking. He did some nice shooting. Tyler Hirsch.
Bingo. I think that's right on the numbers, as they would say.
As there were departures over the summer, Keith Ballard signing, Thomas Vanek signing, Jake Taylor signing. What we all thought with those early departures was that it was going to allow some other players, and actually force some other players, to step up and shine, to come out from the shadows of some of those big names. And I think this is a classic example right here. Tyler Hirsch, seeing that there's an opportunity, seized it.
Yeah, I agree with you. And, you know, he's just getting to the point where he's getting his full maturity, body, and getting his weight down where it should be, and he's got confidence, knows he can do certain things. So it's
got skill, got nice skill.
Oh, he has nice hands, nice skill. Yeah, you know, I always thought he'd be a great centerman because he can see he's such a good passer. But I think, you know, he's not. His biggest limitation is his lateral movement or his quickness. He's not explosive. So you put him in the middle, he maybe not in the big break, maybe not able to move nearly as fast or quick enough as he needs to be.
I don't know if we're going to get into the minutia of all these penalties to be called out here, but I did hear one announcement for a 5-minute major for fighting in a game disqualification, which didn't look like much of a fight, particularly if you're an NHL hockey fan and joining college hockey. It's a long way from a fight, but in the college rule, which is not always interpreted this way, a single punch is a fight, and you're subject to a 5-minute penalty. So somebody will be serving the balance of this game and the next game as part of a suspension. Sauer to shoot one, and Briggs will turn it in. And with all of the ink spent on writing down these penalties, the word hasn't gotten all the way upstairs yet. We'll give you who gets the DQs out of this.
Along with the penalties, we lost 30% of the crowd. Again, easy to get out of the parking lot.
Traffic control folks are very happy about that.
Right.
However, those of you who paid good money to watch this game tonight at home, we don't want to lose you. So stick around. We'll have a little stuff coming up here. We got trophy presentation. The Canale Bradshaw Cup will be presented, as well as the Dodge Holiday Classic Trophy.
Well, you know the Canarley Diamonds, Frank.
The which?
Canarley Diamonds?
No, I don't remember that
one. Canarley see them.
Hirsch, please put it in. Geyer couldn't get it in, and Tarkey makes a big stop.
Oh, man!
Oh, my.
Nice rush there.
Did you do vaudeville?
No. Oh, 30. Excuse me. Geyer comes in. Howe comes in, and the first shot's taken by Hirsch. I think this is the first game that he's had over 4 shots in the game, and he's actually had the goals plus 3 or 4 more opportunities to lift the puck. That's by far his most productive night.
Will not fault him on his playmaking at all this year, as he among the leaders in the nation in assists, Tyler Hirsch. But even he would say, you know, I got to shoot more. The coaches want me to shoot more. Everybody wants me to shoot more. Less than a minute to go in this championship game. Gophers have given up 3 goals this weekend. Here's Howe shooting. Big rebound, and then it's Siddell to sweep it away, and a delayed penalty coming up here. 3 goals given up by the Gophers. All 3 of them have been power play goals against, and Todd Anderson has spotted another infraction.
Well, he's just kind of holding on here, and he's blowing whistles. Doesn't make any difference who has the puck, because he can see something going to happen. Tell you, another guy I want to get credit to is Gino Geyer. I mean, He's in there battling and fighting and going, and he made some nice passes, some pretty good things. The cross-check, I think Hirsch cross-checked him, the guy on the back here. This might be too late here. This is after the fact. Hirsch came in there early with a stick up high. That was a good call. We didn't catch it in a clear sense, but I saw it going in. Initial Minnesota will be a man short here for about 40 seconds.
Technically another power play here, but it'll be 6 straight Holiday Classic championships. Don Lucia has not tasted defeat.
Who's your all-tournament team, Frank?
Oh my goodness. My mind is pretty far away. Well, all right, let's go Hirsch. That's going to be easy, and I don't know. You're gonna.
Oh, elbow by 6. He just. Milan. This is
in there. Milan, the player Doug referring to, now getting dragged away by one of the ARs, Jared Moan. That's Harrington there, and he's locked up pretty good with Dusty Collins.
Can't afford that to develop into a fight. Minnesota cannot afford to lose another defenseman. Derek Peltier's playing in a little gimp here. But that was a cheap shot. Milan just threw a forearm flipper right at Briggs, who was helpless. It was fine he crashed the net.
We saw a Merrimack team last night getting clobbered pretty good on the scoreboard and finished the game with poise and some class.
You know, here's what's going to happen.
We're not seeing it here tonight.
Minnesota wins this tournament, and the papers are going to read. A third of the paper is going to be about the altercation. Watch the forearm now. He's dead in the water. Boom.
Yeah.
I mean, he's just standing there. And Smargard, watch how Smargard comes in. He sees what's going on. He doesn't like it. He goes right now. So did Stevens.
Smargard was going to go through his own player. He was going to go through Judge Stevens to get to him if he had to.
I kind of like that reaction because no punches were thrown. But you can't let your goaltender get abused.
Dusty Collins, an early exit. Chris Harrington for Minnesota will go off.
Well, I'm not just.
Wildcats, excuse me, Doug, have averaged almost 23 minutes in penalties per game this year. That's the 11th highest total in the country.
Well, it's not in the holiday spirit, Frank.
No, 'tis not.
I didn't hear any little music's going on in the background. But I think Kyle had, Kyle had Sauer out there. He had Collins. He had his 4th line, and I think he was figuring maybe they wouldn't, you know, if anybody's getting in trouble, it wouldn't be their top guys. I don't think he put them in there to abuse anybody.
Exactly.
You know.
The major penalties going back to the previous altercation, the guys who are going to be sending out a game. I think, Doug, you leaned into your tie.
I think I did.
You hit the button on Santa Claus's nose on your tie there. Be careful how you lean. The major penalties to Ben Gordon for the fighting penalty, and also to Jeff Waugh. Those are the most significant out of the previous altercation.
I tell you, one night a hero, next night you're out of the game. That's 24 hours. Ben Gordon.
So he'll miss the first game at Boston University.
You know, and it's hurtful because you just get keep playing, keep that consistency going. I'm not saying it's a bad call or a wrong call. Just say the impact here is.
The official said that's it. We're just going to put the puck down and let the clock roll down here and get out of here. So that's it, a championship. And a school record continues to grow for the Golden Gophers. 20 straight victories here on home ice, including a nice run this year. Yes, the beat does go on here at Mariucci Arena, and they win the Holiday Classic for the 6th consecutive time.
Well, they got 15 wins going into the new year. We won't play until after the new year, right?
That's right.
So they've had a great first half.
It's excellent.
2004 has been very good to the Golden Gophers, and they've been very good to their sports fans here in the Twin Cities.
This team has played at a very steady, consistent level all year long. I think I've said it before, but I will repeat myself. I think they started the year pretty much where I expected them to be in the middle of the year.
I think that would have even been a crapshoot there, Frank. I think that everybody said a young defense, losing all these guys. Ballard's gone. Goaltending was not necessarily considered totally proven, and all those things have been answered. Plus, they got a couple guys developing a little depth right now. Irvin has been better than than advertised. Patoli has been a sharpshooter. It's been a really good form. The good goaltending, good skill, a couple of guys that can gun it, and a good team attitude.
Credit to Walt Kyle. He got some of his guys. He called them out of the tunnel there and got them back at the blue line for the presentation of the trophy, including the Canale Bradshaw Cup, which I believe we told you was donated by a couple of Undertakers, one from the Twin Cities, one from Marquette. Both of them, by the way, University of Minnesota grads, and with the win of the trophy, it's a season-long thing, which is now developed into maybe only one game a year. There's also some money going to the winning school's scholarship fund on an amount that I was told may not be accurate. So I was told, keep your mouth quiet. Don't say how much you think it is, because we're not sure.
Here's Walt Kyle. Justin
Can
Johnson.
we go to Rick Benson and get an announcement maybe on an all-tournament team? There's Kellen Briggs. He would be the goaltender.
Canal Bradshaw Cup and Scholarship donation, which is given to the winner. Out on the ice right now is Justin Bradshaw and Adam Larson of Canal Bradshaw, who will present the cup to the captain of the University of Minnesota, Judd Stevens.
Properly attired in their long dark overcoats.
I tell you, the cup is more symbolic and actually a bigger part of the thing than the denomination of the award. Okay, in other words, you
mean the cup is more?
It's kind of a bigger issue to win the cup than it is transfer of dollars.
And a scholarship donation will be given to the University of Minnesota.
All right. Well, credit to the two firms for making that donation and buying the cup. Joe Maturi now.
Call your name, please.
We'll
Come
present the tournament
get
trophy.
Your all-tournament plaque. From Northern Michigan.
We have an all-tournament
forward
team.
Number 8, Darren Oliver.
Have to concur with that.
Well, they won the game for him yesterday.
Yeah, he did cost him the problem here, separating the score, but he also got him
From
in
the Golden Gophers,
scoreboard.
number 16, Ryan Potolny.
4-point weekend for Ryan. 2 power play goals and 2 assists. Midweek series.
The third forward from the Golden Gophers, number 23, Tyler Hirsch.
And a 4-point weekend for him as well. 2 goals and 2 assists.
Defenseman from Merrimack was Jeff Corum.
An interesting pick there.
I wonder what happened to Ryan Schmidt. He was pretty good yesterday.
Defense from the Golden Gophers, number 3, Chris Harrington.
Good for Chris.
Offensively, 2 assists for Chris Harrington, and fresh from the shower, here comes Chris Harrington.
What happened to him?
Well, he got booted out in one of these altercations.
And the goaltender from the Golden Gophers, Kellen Briggs.
Okay, and that was the one we thought for sure. Kellen Briggs having an outstanding sophomore year.
Oh, that is classic. Well, how did you get yours delivered?
And now we'd like to introduce the most valuable player of the Dodge Holiday Classic.
Okay.
Golden Gopher, number 23, Tyler Hirsch.
The MVP, I believe. Is that right?
That's good. That's a good. That's a well-deserved award for
2 very good games. All right. We're going to put a wrap on this one, set the stage a little bit for the second half of the season, which includes non-conference and big conference games.